Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where today the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Red Raiders will take place in the 85th annual Thanksgiving Day matchup between the two football teams. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and I'm being joined by Jim Timmons, and we wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving from Quincy Access TV. Well, Jim, again, it's the 85th annual edition of this Thanksgiving football game, and it's always a well-welcomed edition, and looking forward to the game the whole city is.
Yeah, you're right, Jonathan, and this is a classic one this year because both teams have struggled a bit, not quite as badly as last year, but what this game provides for the kids is a real opportunity to have something to talk about for their football season and for the seniors for their high school career. So there's a lot of excitement on the field, a lot of energy. We've been down here for a while, and you can really feel that the guys are ready. So we're looking forward to a good game.
We certainly are. It's one of those things that brings the entire city together, whether you're rooting for the blue or the red. Everyone comes together for a good game. And one of those unifying factors in our city is the mayor of our city of Quincy, Mayor Thomas Koch. Mayor, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, Jonathan.
Good morning, Mayor. How you doing?
Good to see you both.
Nice to see you.
Beautiful morning for a game.
It certainly is. A little brisk, but it's great to see. It's a great weather. And again, everyone's looking forward to this game all season long. And I was just mentioning, it's a unifying thing here in the city of Quincy. It's kind of a unique thing that we have two high schools. Everyone comes together this one game.
It is a great thing. I mean, the kids grow up together. They're playing on club teams. They're playing on youth football. There's always that crossover. The kids from both sides of the city, so they know each other. Great rivalry. They take it real seriously. It was fun the other night at the Hall of Fame dinner and the jabs they were giving each other about the game. So it's awesome. It really is a great event for the city.
And it's also one of the beginning things of this whole weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, with the game and the turning on the lights, Santa's arrival, and of course the parade.
Oh, it's all of that. And I couldn't help but thinking coming in this morning, the stadium's named for Veterans Memorial Stadium. And for, what is it, 80? How many games we got? Is this the 85th?
85, yes.
85. You think of all of those guys that played on the field, then went off to war. Some didn't come home. So we remember today that we also remember the veterans who played on this field, went on to serve our country. And it does kick off a great weekend of a bunch of events. And I haven't looked at the forecast for the weekend. I've got my fingers crossed. I hope it's good. But we shifted gears at the turning on the lights. We're on the library lawn this year with the Hancock Adams Green under construction. We're hoping no incidents at Pageant Field on Saturday. And then, of course, the parade Sunday is just terrific.
Definitely. Jim?
Sure, thank you. I was just going to mention last year your son Thomas helped lead a parade down the north end of our city with the trophy. This year he's away with the Marines, as you said, and I know there are a few boys on the field today who have committed to military service. So that veteran dynamic, the military dynamic, it's present here. It's something to be very proud of.
It sure is. This city has a long tradition of that, and as we stand here, we've got the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff from Quincy, number 2 in the Army, General McConville from Quincy. So the tradition continues, and we're certainly grateful for all their service. I know Ben Nutting from North, he's already committed to the Marine Corps. He's leaving. He caught up with classes early, so he'll be graduating early. So he's excited. I'm glad for him, and we're grateful to all of them, certainly.
I think Brian Jackson's going to follow his brother Danny into the Marines as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, yep. So, it's quite a story in our city. A great tradition, something to be proud of, and it's certainly something that as mayor you've helped bring to the attention of all, our history and our military service. So we won't ask you any particulars about the game because we know that you're right on the 50-yard line for this one, right?
That's exactly. This is the first time in 6 years I'll be Switzerland at this game. But
there you go.
I look forward to a great game, and hopefully everyone plays hard, no injuries, and good luck to all the players today.
All right, well, thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, gentlemen. Enjoy the game.
Yeah. Best to the Kochs today.
You also.
I want to thank Mayor Thomas Koch for joining us here on the pregame show. And, Jim, we talked about, a little bit Quincy High. First of all, you mentioned a little bit of a down year again for Quincy High. They've won 2 of the past 3 games, though. Talk about what it means just to get those 2 victories on their belt for the past 3 games and leading into here on Thanksgiving.
Sure, it's interesting. The beginning of the year, John and I have a little tradition that after we see each team the first time, we'd make a pick about Thanksgiving. And I kind of felt quite certain that North had the better team this year and the better chance. However, the way the season's evolved, we got to see Quincy more this year, and we watched Bill Reardon and his coaching staff and the boys work very hard, and they improved dramatically over the course of the season, finishing off with 2 big wins. So they come into Veterans Stadium today with a lot of momentum, a lot of positive energy, and on the other side of the ball, North Quincy High came out of the box. They played great. They were contending for the Patriot League title in their division. And then they struggled over the back end of the season. So Coach Nutley mentioned we have to really put our game together here for Thanksgiving because it's going to be a real challenge. So as with every season, the dynamics are a little different this year, but as with every season, there's a lot to look forward to on the field. It's going to be a very competitive game.
Well, Quincy High is the home team here this year, and we're going to have the principals for each of the schools come in, and we'll bring Principal Lawrence Taglieri in first, and we'll talk to him about Quincy High and the school this year.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We were just talking about Quincy High and the football team, and then not a great year this year, but they won 2 of the past 3, and that's certainly a big factor leading into this game. Talk about what you think that will be meaning for the kids here today.
No, I think you're exactly right. I think it's been a good year because it just showed how these kids stuck together. A very resilient group with the coaches, and that improvement I think as a coach is something you're always looking for. As a principal, the way the kids stuck together. You like to see that team piece at the school, and they've done a great job. So very proud of the work they've done and looking forward to today.
Talking about Coach Bill Reardon, we talked about him each year. We're really a great factor to have on your team and your school as well, and what he does for all the kids.
Well, just a steady influence, steady Eddie. He's always positive with the kids, and always just looking for that improvement piece. So him and all the coaches really make up a great unit for us, and we're lucky to have them.
Yeah, we saw signs at the beginning of the year that Bill Reardon was going to be struggling but wasn't going to give up. He's done a phenomenal job. The coaching staff, they've really stuck together, and putting together the wins they did and coming in with the momentum they are today. It's a great thing.
Sure is. Yeah, and they had a couple of tough, real close games early in the year that could have went either way.
Right.
They can really debilitate a team, really knock you out, or, you go stronger, and that's what they did. So yeah. I'm real proud of them.
One thing I'd like to mention while Principal Taglieri is here is every game we were here at the stadium, we saw you down on the sideline, and I just think that's terrific. Well, not only that, it sends a nice, strong message to the kids, the school community, and you've done a terrific job of taking the new building at Quincy High and building up the spirit inside of it. I think there's a terrific spirit at the school. You see it with the athletic teams, and your presence and your leadership, it's really been a big factor in that. So I want to congratulate you, too.
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Enjoy the game.
Bye. We'll see you.
All right, Jim, we mentioned a little bit about North Quincy, and we'll get Principal Robert Shard here in just one moment. As you mentioned, they were contending for the Patriot League title in the beginning of the year, and unfortunately hit a little bit of a skid at the end here. But I was able to talk to Martin Dunham, who's one of the assistant coaches for North Quincy and one of their scouting gurus as well. And he said that they had a good week of practice, and they're not going to let those last few games get to them. And they respect Quincy High, obviously, because they're crosstown rivals, but also that they have won 2 of the past 3, and they need to be prepared for that.
Yeah, Martin started out with us up in the booth. He's a real wonky numbers guy, and he knows football from that perspective. And he has been able to keep us informed about North and its progress, even though we didn't see them as much this season. And I do think that everything's off the board today. The North kids are going to come out all fired up, and it'll be an interesting game.
All right, well, we'll bring in the principal from North Quincy High School, Principal Robert Shaw.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about his new football field here.
Well, you can certainly start off with that as well.
They didn't really get to use too much. Morning, how you doing?
Morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you.
Talk a little bit about the team this year. Started off great. We're really contending for the Patriot League title. But Coach Mark Nutley has kept them positive and motivated and coming into today's game.
He has. It's a pretty exciting team to watch, in every game all season. And I think the record doesn't even quite show what they're capable of. So certainly entertaining to watch all the way through. And that's true all the way down to the freshman team on up to this varsity team playing today. And the team's kind of turned a corner, brought the program back a little bit, and a lot of support from parents, from families, from kids all season long.
That was one thing we mentioned. We talked about as well. Every North Quincy game that was here this year, there was a huge student turnout. It was really good to see that. A little bit different the past few years. So did it really influence the building and kind of a unifying factor for the school? Absolutely.
I think, like you said, they filled up good portions of these bleachers over here on the home side when they played here at home. And I think you got people behind them, behind this team coming together. Of course, success, gets attention sometimes too. But I think there's just a lot of heart in this team, a lot of leadership. They really are the core of the school culture and environment, and people come out to support, whether it's football or volleyball, which had a good year, or any other event as well.
Jim?
Yeah, we were talking with your counterpart at Quincy, Larry Taglieri, about the new school building and all the work that he's done within that building. And North Quincy similarly has a really vibrant new campus, that Creedon Field behind it, and some of the improvements out front. It has fired things up, and as John said, it's great to see the student body reacting positively as they have to all the good vibes out there.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned Creedon Field out back, a great facility. You've got student parking in a way that we've never had it before. You've got that sort of facelift with those windows and doors that really just brings the place alive a little bit more than it's been any time in the last few years. So I think it you know, North Quincy pride and spirit's never been a problem, but just sort of turning out and showing up and showing it has certainly come up a few notches in the last couple of years.
That's terrific. Well, this should be a good game today. We're excited about it, and we're big Mark. Well, both coaches are terrific, but I happen to like Mark Nutley's. He'll have the kids ready to run through the walls around here. You know,
Absolutely will.
He's all fired up. So
Absolutely will.
It'll be fun.
It should be entertaining.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping
Thank
by.
you.
It's very nice
All
to
right.
see you.
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, Jim, as each principal has said, you know, the attitude at the schools has been very positive for all the athletic programs, and there's been success for a lot of different schools, programs at the schools. And it's just good to see the students coming out and supporting, whether it's football or volleyball, as the principal said. Good to see the student turnout supporting all their brethren.
Oh, yes, it is. And we have the Keith Lockhart of all of this, our superintendent, who does a marvelous job of directing things in the school system.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Dr. DeCristofaro. How you doing?
Good morning.
Thanks for
Great.
stopping by.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for what you do. You know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
You
you
know,
very
we
much. We
appreciate
it.
Oh, no. Great stuff. Really great stuff. So thank you.
Talk about what this game means to the city and to the schools. You know, we're here each year, and there's always a great turnout, and it's always one of the biggest things on the football schedule. You know, always looking and circling that last Thursday in November.
Absolutely. And, you know, it means a lot to the city because there are so many traditions in the city, which is really terrific. But I think this is the highlight. You know, I mean, I don't know whether it's 83, 84, 85. How many is this? Do we know?
85.
85, you know, years straight. And I think there's still a lot of people that come back and get together with families, with friends. And that's the most exciting piece. Just that tradition of being together, you know, and working hard on the field and then shaking hands after. It's really, really good stuff.
Have you seen a lot of alumni always talk to you about that and turn out? And there's a big gala going on the past couple of years to get alumni to come out, and big support for the kids, whether it's blue or red. They want to come out and support the
That's
students.
right. And the interesting thing is the older that you know, the graduates get, the closer they get to talk about all the things that were. They may embellish a bit upon it, but they also get together. It doesn't matter whether you're blue or red and black. What matters is you're together. And I think that's what these kids will find out. These student athletes will find out as they get older. They'll become much more close together as opposed to, you know, going at each other on the field. So it's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing for the city. And if we have a great turnout, that's a wonderful thing. If it's not such a great turnout, well, you know, it's all about these kids and all about the student athletes and the people that do show up. And I do want to mention the new uniforms, band uniforms that we have this year. Our marching band's really done a great job. Our boosters are great, but you know, Mayor Koch really funded all of the new uniforms. We went to see him, and he was so gracious and said it's for kids, and that's really what he does best. So I want to thank him very much for the funding of the new uniforms. Yeah.
That's terrific. And then one other thing to point out, we just talked to the two principals. We've got young principals, you've got young coaches.
Yeah.
Both schools have terrific facilities, and there's just a real positive energy in the high school level here in the city, and it's great to see.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And you know, when you say young, you didn't look at me right in the eyes, but that's okay too.
Our superintendent is a veteran.
Yeah,
We'll call you that.
yeah, a senior-ish, you know. But there is, and when you look at our teaching staff as well, it's so consistent and less senior than so many others. So there's a really great feeling of youth in the system, not just our students and student athletes, you know, but also our staff and our administration. So they're very, very great days ahead for Quincy Public Schools.
All right, well, we want to thank you for
All right.
joining us.
Stopping by.
As always,
Happy Thanksgiving, as
thank
always.
you,
Definitely.
thank you,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
We'll see you. All right,
Take
it's
care.
good
Nice
to see you.
again.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, we want to thank all of our guests
Thank
here
you,
on the
sir.
pregame show. And Jim, real quick.
Well, I was going to say, we have one other guest, if you could stop in for 1 minute maybe. I saw Dave McCarthy wandering around. I just want to tell him the campaign's over. I'm not sure if he knows he can go home now. He's out here shaking hands and everything with his son, Gerald. So we'll have him stop in quickly. Dave, we were closing down the show, and I said to John Cleary, I see Dave McCarthy wandering around kind of aimlessly out here shaking hands.
Of course.
So we want to tell you the campaign's over. You won. We want to
Thank you.
congratulate
Thank you. Thank
and you
you.
can go home to Rose now.
Right.
All
I'm still in a fog. I'm just walking around.
Well, you're the new ward counselor for Ward 1, Quincy High School, so it'll be very interesting for you today, I imagine.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of hard work. We had a great summer. It was good going back and hitting all the streets in Ward 1. You know, growing up down the neck, you saw a lot of people that you grew up with, a lot of their kids and their kids that are growing up now down there. So it was great. It was a good time.
There'll be a few of them out in the field today. We're looking forward to quite a game, a matchup. We were talking about the shifted dynamics of the season. Quincy High started a little slowly. North came out gangbusters. It's kind of turned a bit, so we're looking forward to some excitement today.
Yeah, I think you're going to have an evenly matched game here, and the weather's great. Beautiful football weather, so it should be a good day.
Great. Well, thanks for stopping.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, to you
Happy
as
Thanksgiving.
well.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
very much.
All right, well, that'll be nice for the McCarthy family if they can get their dad home. Glad we were able to cue him in to that fact.
All right, Jim, before we head up to the booth and take a quick break before kickoff, final thoughts here on today's game. Again, we mentioned, you said North Quincy came out strong at the beginning of the season. Quincy's been strong the past few games. How do you think that will affect the game here today?
Well, there's been a real shift. I would have picked North coming in today, but there's been a shift in dynamics, and Quincy's been playing. They've changed their offense and their offensive approach. They've been playing very well. So what I'm going to look at is whether Ty Finn and the North defensive line can control the Quincy High running game. I think that's going to be the real signal. So as you watch this first half, if the Quincy High running game gets going, then this is going to be an interesting ball game. If North can hold the line and handle that running game, North has the offensive talent where I think that they may have the edge. So looking forward to an interesting first half. And that'll tell us what the game's going to, how the game's going to turn.
Well, Sean Hawthorne, the running back for Quincy High, again, he mentioned has been featured the past few games here for Quincy High. We're going through the I formation. So if they can stop him, that'll be a big plus for the North Quincy Raiders here today.
Going to be interesting. And what we found in our past experience, John and I would talk, we've done 15 consecutive Thanksgiving games, so that's not too shabby. But what we've seen over that time is that, generally speaking, one of the schools has one athlete who really steps up and takes over the game. So we'll see if we can identify that player today early and keep an eye out and see if the same trend holds.
And usually it's a senior, but not always. We've seen juniors step up as well, knowing they wanted to get a victory for those seniors that aren't coming back. But more likely not, we'll see a senior from one of the teams or both teams step up and really have good games here today for the Presidents and the Red Raiders.
Yeah, hopefully they all play well. It'd be nice to see this get out of the wire. So we're very excited and looking forward to today's game.
All right, well, Jim and I are going to take a quick break, and we're back with more coverage of the 85th Annual Thanksgiving Day Football Game here on Quincy Access TV. We'll take a quick break, and we're back with kickoff in just one moment. Touchdown! North Quincy! Blockers in front of him. Touchdown!
Great job!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where today the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Red Raiders will take place in the 85th annual matchup between the two schools' football teams. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and I'm being joined by Jim Timmons, and we want to thank you for watching this edition of QATV Sports, and we hope you have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. Well, Jim, we're just about ready to start the game here, and for the coin toss as the Presidents come out onto the field, and a lot of excitement has been building up to this game all season long, and it's finally here for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, at the top of your screen, you see the North Quincy Red Raiders. They're out on the field, and there's our field shot of the Quincy team coming out from under the grandstand here. Quincy is the home team this year. They're on the west side of the field here in the grand stadium seats, and across the way on the east side of the field, the Red Raiders. They've got the captains lined up to come out to the middle of the field. And there's a shot from one of our 20-yard cameras of the combined high school band in their new uniforms. They look terrific.
All right, they certainly do, Jim. They've been here all season long as well, and we've seen the band increase in size in the past number of years. So it's good to see them out there and fully decked out in their new uniforms.
Yeah, and for those listening at home, we'll try to take a bit of a radio approach to this as well, and just explain to you things that are going on. And the north side of the field, rather the south side of the field, they have the band lined up between the 20 and the 40-yard line, all ready to go. And we've got the captains out shaking hands. So now we're going to go to audio of the coin toss.
Team, this is a great day for you. It's your last high school football game. Going to have fun out there and work hard. Okay, North Quincy, you are the visiting team. Captain Gano, you're going to call it. Guys, I always use this coin. It's a World Trade Center.
Head coach, head referee John Magnorelli will be refereeing his 22nd and final North Quincy Thanksgiving Day game.
All right. How's that? This is my last game too.
Graduated from North Quincy High School in 1967 and started on the football team, appearing in 3 Turkey Day games as a player. After graduation, he served with the United States Army in the Vietnam War, where he was infantryman with the 82nd Airborne Division, and also served with the 11th Armed Cavalry. Upon his return, he continued his education and graduated from Suffolk University. In addition, Magnorelli coached football for 3 years at North Quincy under head coach Ralph Frazier. We thank Magnorelli for his 46 years of amazing refereeing.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
North Quincy. Hey, Mayor.
Congratulations. Thanks for all your service.
Principals, come on over. Rob, tag. Come on over, get it. Rob, tag, come
Good,
on.
yeah.
That's an
guy.
order. Coaches then. Give me Coach Reardon on this
The other
side. Give me
side.
Coach Nutley over there.
Coach, there he is.
Sorry. That's okay. Sorry. Congratulations.
Good man.
We get one captain from each team.
Sure.
To get on the end. One captain.
Captain Gano.
Okay. This way, guys. Okay.
All right.
You good?
All right, let's play football.
Play some football.
Thank you, Daddy.
Good luck.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Bobby. Saw Jimmy the other night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's up top over there.
yeah. All right.
Timeout is over.
Timeout. Let's play some football. All right, guys. As I was saying, I use a 9/11 commemorative coin. World Trade Center is tails. The eagle is heads. I use this coin in honor of a friend of mine, Kevin Connors, from Wollaston. Went down in the World Trade Center. Captain Gano, what are you going to call?
Tails.
Tails. Tails he calls. Tails he calls. And it's a head. Quincy, you're going to defer.
Defend the concessions.
No. You're going to defer. You want the ball, correct?
Defend.
No. You defer, right? You're going to defer.
Your option is the second half.
You want the ball. Which goal do you want to kick from? Yeah.
I want to defend the side. So
That's it. That's right. Yeah. Put your backs over there. Okay. All right. Quincy has won the toss. Elected to defer to the second half. North Quincy will be receiving.
Quincy
Shake
has won
hands,
the
guys.
toss.
Let's
They
have a
go
great
back to the
game.
Second half.
All right, so as you heard there, Quincy won the toss, and they elected to defer their option to the second half. They'll be defending the north end zone and kicking to south, and North Quincy will be defending the south end zone and trying to head north on the first quarter here. Real quick, we'll go to our QATV weather report. It is a beautiful sunshiny day here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, 33 degrees and a little bit of a wind at 13 miles per hour. Don't think it'll be too much of a factor here tonight, today, but we shall see what happens. Real quick, too, we also want to mention, as you're here at home, John Magnorelli, they had a little ceremony for his last Thanksgiving Day game here. 22 Thanksgiving Thanksgiving Day games, he's been the referee for Quincy and North Quincy High School.
Thank you. Please remain standing for posting of our
Yeah,
colors
John,
by
I
North
paused a
Quincy
minute. They just
High
had a
School,
moment of silence,
ROTC,
and we're now going to have our
unit under the
ROTC
direction of
unit
Major Jones,
march the flag
the
out
playing of the national
to the
anthem
50-yard line of
by
the field
combined
here for
North
the
Quincy
band to perform the
band
national anthem.
under the direction of Richard Keneally, Michael DeMarco, and Matthew Kavanaugh.
All right, nice job there by the combined Quincy North Quincy combined marching band. So great job by them. And we've talked about it, the improvement we've seen over there, and the amount of people have come out to participate in the band. So it's good to see that, and we want to thank them for coming out here on Thanksgiving to get our game started.
Yeah, you're right, Sean. The band really adds quite a touch here, and a nice thing that we've seen over the course of the last several seasons is the growth and the size of the band. Not only that, but the cheerleading squads for both schools. Both here early, working hard, getting warmed up and everything. And at some point we'll get a shot of each of the groups. But I'll tell you, they're another contributing factor to the excitement here today. Both schools have cheerleading squads that are, I'd say, at least a third larger in number. There's a lot of kids participating, a lot of enthusiasm. So all in all, there's a nice electricity here in the field. And it's a field that's beginning to fill up. You won't see that from our camera shot because we go across the field and catch the North Quincy stands. But there's a tradition here at Veterans Stadium where the folks who come in, they stand in the north end zone area. You get some nice full sun and you're able to meet people as they come in. So that area is just really packed, John.
All right, we are underway here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and Ryan Beretti for the Presidents will do a squib kick up to the middle of the field. It's going to be fielded by number 14, Chris Donahue for the Red Raiders. Has to space up the middle of the field. He crosses the 40, and he'll get brought down at the North Quincy 45-yard line to get us going here today.
Well, there's a terrific start for the Red Raiders. What Bill Reardon opted to do was to put the pressure on North Quincy early by deferring. We mentioned earlier that one of the strengths here of North Quincy, they have a very balanced offense that's performed well all year. And I think Reardon wanted to put the challenge to them, hoping that the pregame nervousness and the tension of Thanksgiving might cause some initial hiccups or yips on the part of the offense. Well, special teams, great start. North's going to first snap at the 45.
All right, North Quincy led by Tim Layden. He hands it off, and he's met immediately there by Quincy High School in the backfield for a loss, and try to get the number to see who it was for the Presidents on the loss. It looks like it was
Dominic Laptiste, John, who had great penetration in the backfield and just blew that play up. If you watch the replay here, you're going to see Laptiste sneak in over the right side while we're catching the back end of it there as he just wrapped up the ball carrier. Made a terrific unassisted tackle there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 14 for the Red Raiders. So great stuff by Laptiste, one of the leaders of this Quincy President team.
All right, Tim Layden, the quarterback for the Red Raiders. Sends a man in motion. Layden's going to keep it himself, and he's going to go nowhere. Nice pursuit there by the Presidents, coming up there to make the hit. Brian Wynn, one of the captains for the Presidents.
Yeah, it looks like North was coming out trying to establish a running game. As you said, that one was Layden. That play was just a delayed draw, quarterback draw. Layden has gained over 700 yards this year while passing for over 1,000. So he's been a dual threat. That time he tried to sneak one up inside the guards. Looks like essentially what Coach Nutley was doing was trying to take advantage of an aggressive Quincy President squad. But there was nothing there, no gap for Layden, all stuffed by the Presidents. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long, John.
3rd and 15 now for the Raiders. Layden looking back to pass. Has a man open downfield. It's caught. It's by Chris Donahue in Quincy territory, and he's going to go all the way down to the Quincy 20-yard line. Huge play there on 3rd and long for the Red Raiders.
Oh, yeah. What happened there was, if you watch this replay, let's see where they pick it up. All right, we get it from the snap. Quincy was playing a stuff to run. They had the 4 linebackers right up tight behind the line. So the defensive backs were a little soft in their coverage. Donahue took full advantage of that, a little slant route, and Layden delivered a beautiful ball. Big gain for the Red Raiders. That's, a 45-yard gain there, John. And North Quincy, 1st and 10 at the President 20.
Under 9 minutes, left to go here in the first quarter, just underway. Our handoff goes to number 44, Nelson Wallenjom, for the Red Raiders. He goes over to the left, and he'll get up to about the 15-yard line. Nice run on 1st down for North Quincy.
Yeah, and Nelson took a real pop there at the end of the play. One thing about this President squad is they really hit. This game is going to be a test of conditioning and will for the Red Raiders. Quincy tries to grind you down. Mark Nutley on the north side, they're trying to respond in kind by establishing their running game here. They're taking it right at the Presidents early, John.
All right, timeout down on the field by Coach Mark Nutley. So Coach Nutley calls a timeout with 8:08 to go in the first quarter, and North Quincy will have a 2nd down and 5 when we come back from the timeout.
Yeah, that time Quincy again. They had their linebackers right up tight defensively. Normally your linebackers sit back about 5 yards or so behind your defensive lineman. Well, Quincy is tucked up right up tight. They're stuffing the gaps defensively, and they're really challenging North Quincy here early on. Nutley saw that set. Apparently had a running play called that he didn't like in light of what he saw from the President defense, John.
All right, I formation for North Quincy. Layden looking to pass, gets pressured and is incomplete. Was looking for Win Tran but could not connect.
Yeah, great job of pressuring the quarterback there. If you watch this replay, you're going to see that what happened was Layden had to get rid of the balls quicker than he thought due to this penetration here. It was very well done. That was number 13 for the Presidents, getting in there and really pressuring Layden. So it's going to bring up again a 3rd down for the Presidents, 3rd and 5.
All right, again, North Quincy trying to score in the north end zone for those listening live at home. 3rd and 5 now for the Red Raiders at the Quincy 15-yard line. Layden in the shotgun, gets a snap, trying to get out of harm's way over to the right side. And he's going to get maybe a yard on the play, Jim. We'll see where they spot the ball. And they're going to spot it at the 14-yard line for a gain of just 1.
Yeah, there was terrific penetration on that play by number 45, Thomas Lee. Let's watch the replay here. You're going to see that Layden right away is faced with a blue shirt and a missed tackle. He gets away, eludes the tackle. And one of the big contributing factors to this North offense this year, number 6, Kieran O'Driscoll, is out there to attempt a field goal, John. I was watching him in warm-ups, put him through the upright from the 40.
A good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is no good. Goes wide to the right.
Yeah, and just short, too. That time, O'Driscoll chipped it a bit, came up, as you said, short. And so the Presidents dodge a bullet here in this first possession. This is what Bill Reardon was looking for, John. Looking to take a little bit of advantage of the early game nervousness and tension. Put the ball in the Red Raiders' hands. They moved it down the field, but then the President defense stepped up with a big stop here. And now the offense comes out, and let's see what they can do. Very unique set here, John. They've got the power, they have a full house backfield.
All right, handoff goes over to the left side. Flag thrown on the play.
That time, as opposed to the power I set, he had 2 tight wingbacks on either side of the quarterback, and then they had Hawthorne behind the quarterback as the tailback. So, little unique set here.
Defense, repeat first down.
All right, looks like they're going to take the 5-yard penalty and the down. So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Presidents. But, John, I was going to say, Reardon artfully talked all week about his new I formation and then comes out with a different set. Very unique set that we have not seen all year by the Presidents.
All right, handoff goes to number 24, Sean Hawthorne, over to the right side, and he's going to get up to the 30-yard line. That should be enough for the first down.
And I think this is what we're going to see all game. We're going to see the ball in the hands of Hawthorne. One little question that could be a factor today, I mentioned about the Presidents and their physicality on the defensive side of the ball. While North Quincy's going to be hitting Hawthorne, there have been a few issues with durability for him because he's taken some real shots. So we'll hope that Shorn is able to withstand the banging today because he's going to be carrying the ball a lot for the Presidents.
All right, another flag thrown on the play. Hawthorne again on the carry, crosses the 35, gets up to about the 37-yard line. We'll see what the flag is.
I think the flag is a little bit of an overeager Ty Finn. We saw big number 77. It's nice to be the biggest guy on the field, John, but it's a bit of a liability when you jump around.
All right, we have
like Ty Finn
offsides
is.
on the defense. Decline. 2nd down.
They declined that penalty as he had a pickup of 7 yards. So Reardon's going to go with a 2nd and short. And coming out of the box here, John, say Bill Reardon's got to be very happy. Defense stepped up. Running game looks like it's moving the ball early on here.
And bad snap goes over the head of quarterback Colin Cavini, and he's going to jump on it all the way back to the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Keaveney, who's only a junior, is a guy who looked like a veteran there. Watch this replay and watch what Keaveney does. The minute the ball goes over his head, now watch this, folks. He gets in, and he does the turtle on the football. He just dives on it. He did not try to pick it up and make a play, which is terrific poise by Colin Keaveney. Very smart play. That's a young man who's been well coached and paid attention to his coaching and executed there on that play. He took the loss rather than taking the risk of further harm there. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 25. Big break for the Red Raiders on that bad snap.
All right, Colin Cavini, number 8, The quarterback, junior quarterback for the Presidents in the shotgun. Again, 3rd and long now for the Presidents after the bad snap. Kevin looking downfield to the left side. It is incomplete. Pass got tipped by Connor Donahue, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, Donnie had terrific coverage on that play. He was in perfect position. Did the smart thing as well. He made sure he broke it up. Didn't go for the interception. So both teams playing a conservative and very fundamental offense-defense in this first quarter. Red Raiders picked up a big break with that bad snap. Their punt return man is set up at the 50-yard line now, so it looks like it's going to be nice field position for North Quincy as Quincy's punter is right at the goal line.
All right, Ryan Beretti gets a kickoff, just does get it off before his touch. It's touched by a North Quincy player. Ball is live. It was Chris Donahue who hit him on the back. He was able to go and get the ball back in North Quincy territory. And a late flag is thrown as well, so we'll see what happens here on the return.
Yeah, and a play like that, a broken play, it's more than likely that flag is either a block on the back or a clip there. Red Raiders trying to react to a broken play, and someone, I believe, is going to get called.
We have an illegal block in the back on the return. First down, North Quincy.
All right, so they're going to march off that penalty, and North Quincy will start at its own 44 here, John. And what's been an interesting first quarter, we've got 4:34 to go in the first quarter, a relatively quick-moving first quarter because both teams have been keeping the ball on the ground. Clock's been running. We'll see if North Quincy comes out. They had success passing the ball, not so much so running. Let's see how Coach Nutley reacts to that dynamic here.
All right, so we 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at their own 44-yard line. 4:34 left to go in the first quarter, and we are scoreless.
They've got one wideout over here on the near side, Andrew Arocious.
Man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Nelson Wallenjom over to the right side. He'll cross the 50. Actually going to say he got brought down at the 50-yard line, and it'll bring up 2nd down and about 4 now for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Wallenjom is only a junior, and he's a big guy. Watch this replay. You're going to see him rumble over behind his right tackle. Does a nice job, takes the hit, picks up about 6 on a good first down play for the Red Raiders. There's a nice shot of the President defense, John. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
No, I was just going to say they gave Wallenjom an extra yard now, so they spot the ball at the Quincy 49. They're bringing up a 2nd down and 3 for the Red Raiders. I formation for North Quincy. Wallenjom with the carry again, trying to fight his way forward. Nice pursuit there by the Presidents. Coming up to make the initial hit was Jamal Williams for the Quincy High Presidents.
Yeah, North is persisting and trying to establish the run, and Quincy is reacting. The linebackers for Quincy are just doing a terrific job of getting up and stuffing the gaps. In particular on that play, number 23, Nazer Cardoso. Bill Reardon talked about him this week. He said that Cardoso was a guy who was a pleasant surprise. He's a senior who didn't see a lot of time last year, but this year has stepped up and played big. And so far, early on for the Presidents, he has been making some terrific plays.
So no gain on the last play for the Red Raiders. 3rd and 3 now. Layden going to keep it himself, trying to run out to the right side, and he's going to pick up the first down. Nice second effort there by Tim Layden, and he's going to get up to the Quincy High School 45-yard line for the first down.
Yeah, Layden with a nice cut back there. They're going to move the chains. Red Raiders again on the President's side of the field here. In some respects, John, this is an important possession for North because they had the ball the first time, moved it very effectively into the red zone, and missed the field goal. North wants to establish itself, and offensively they're moving the ball here, but this time they're going to have to finish the drive if they want to do what Coach Nutley would hope for, which is establish that they're the guys to beat in today's game.
1st and 10 now for North Quincy. Layden again. Pass over to the left side. It's complete to Wallenjaw. Nice tackle there by Sean Hawthorne to bring Wallenjaw down in the open field. But it'll be a completion up to the Quincy High 36.
Yeah, very well designed play. Wallenjaw released out of the backfield into the flat. He got behind the linebacker. If you watch this replay, you're going to see Nutley reacting to the tight linebackers by the president. They release Wallenjaw, and you're going to see he's behind that blue shirt there. That's because the linebackers are lining up tight. So they sent the running back out into the flat, and Layden hit him as soon as he got out behind the linebacker. And a terrific tackle, as you pointed out, by Hawthorne, who just cut him right down. So,
second down and 1. Layden keeps himself on the quarterback sneak over to the left side. He has the first down and a couple yards more. And looks like it's going to be up at the 33-yard line for the first down.
And you know, it's interesting, John. We're already seeing, I just saw Sean Hawthorne get up very slowly there after that play. And this is going to be a factor for the presidents. Bill Reardon's got to keep his eye on that young man because Sean is involved in everything, and he's getting walloped. And it's an issue for him physically that he can break down. He's not a big guy, but he's a terrific athlete. So all this banging is going to be a factor for Sean, and it's something that Coach Reardon's going to have to take into consideration.
All right, pitch over to the right side to Nate Sleeman. Has some open space, gets the first down, and we'll get up to the Quincy High School 20-yard line. Big play there for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Nate Sleeman, a running back, a junior running back, who was terrific last year as a sophomore. Watch this replay and watch Sleeman let his block set up and then turn it up the field. Here you see a pulling guard get outside, make a nice little block. Sleeman gets into the backfield, and nicely designed play, great blocking at the point of contact. And we're seeing, John, that the President defense getting a little tired here. They're getting knocked off the ball here at the end of this first quarter.
First and 10 for the Red Raiders at the Quincy 20-yard line. Sleeman again on the carry over to the left side, and he'll get a gain of 1 before he is brought down. Brian Wynn on the tackle for the Presidents.
Yeah, and over on that left side, they're running behind Big Jeff Sullivan, the left tackle for North Quincy. Jeff is a big guy. He's been out there banging away. And as I said, there's a few guys here from the Presidents who are just, it's hands on hips and everything. Conditioning is going to be a factor early. And the fact that the Presidents rely on guys who go both ways is going to be something that North Quincy is going to try to exploit, John. Nutley coming out, committing to the running game as he has, is a statement that they want to try to grind down the Presidents and wear them out a bit. And that's starting to have some effect here as we come to the end of this first quarter, John.
All right, so end of the first quarter, a pretty quick quarter here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We are scoreless, and North Quincy will start the second quarter with a second down and 9 from the President's 19-yard line. Real quick, I want to remind all of our viewers and listeners here tonight on Thanksgiving football, you can tune in to Quincy Access TV's website at qatv.org for replay schedules of Thanksgiving football. So again, go to qatv.org for all the replay times.
Now there on our screen you can see the North Quincy sideline. And one of the little factors, they're in full sun right now. The sun right now is to the south of the field, almost due south, and the shadows are pretty well straight south to north. And what I mean by that is during that first quarter when the Red Raider receivers would look back for the ball, they'd be looking right into the sun. Now as they head to the south side of the field, they're going to be looking back northerly. The sun won't be in their eyes. This opens up opportunities in the passing game for North that weren't there early on. There's a shot of the crowd. We mentioned the building up there in the south end zone, and there's a terrific shot of them all. Here we go, John, with second quarter action.
All right, second down and 9. Layden keeps it himself, goes right up the middle, and he'll cross the 15 up to the 14-yard line. Coming up for the tackle, looked like it was Kevin DeLant.
Yeah, I saw it as Hawthorne, number 24, who just cut him down. Watch the replay here, and I think you're going to see number 24 I'm harping on him only because the young man is involved in every play. Watch this. He comes in and just a terrific tackle there on the quarterback. So Hawthorne is everywhere here early on. Tim Layden with a nice run on first down. Picks up, our second down rather, he picked up 6. And it's going to be a third down and about 4. Red Raiders have to execute here, John.
Chris Donahue goes wide to the right, but then I pitch it to Nate Sleeman over to the left side now. Sleeman breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, gets up to the 5-yard line, dives towards the end zone, and actually I believe the ball came loose, and it's going to be a touchback. The ball came loose, and it's going to be a touchback, and the Quincy Presidents will take over on their own 20-yard line.
All right, Mark Nutley is upset because he thinks the ground caused the fumble. I don't know if we have a replay here. Let's see what happened. Looks like we may have a replay. Here we go. You're going to see Sleeman, who's a terrific runner, breaks a tackle there, breaks a tackle there, and now he gets banged. Appears he still has the ball, and when he goes down, the ball comes out.
Ball's going to be marked at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Quincy.
It looks like they're going to stick with the call that was a fumble through the end zone. It does not result in any points, but it's a touchback, and the ball turns over to the defensive team. So, again, the Presidents dodge a bullet here. Red Raiders drive down the field to the red zone, come up with nothing.
All right, 1st and 10, Sean Hawthorne up the left side, and he'll get up to the 29-yard line. Another nice run by Hawthorne.
Yep, nice job by Hawthorne. Great blocking at the point of attack by the President offensive line. Watch the replay and watch the opening that Hawthorne comes through. That's some terrific blocking at the point of attack. Hawthorne gets downfield and picks up 9. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Presidents. Looks like Bill Reardon's going to get a timeout. Both coaches not afraid to use timeouts early on. We talked in the pregame, John, about the fact that we have 2 young coaches here. And when I say young, I don't mean new. They're both veteran. They've been around for a while. But they really do a terrific job of using all the tools in the toolbox. And it's fun to watch.
All right, back onto the field here. Timeout is over. Colin Cavini in the shotgun. Hawthorne with a carry to the left side, and he picks up the first down for the Presidents. And with forward progress, actually still going forward on his feet. Nice job by Hawthorne, moving the pile, and he'll get up to the 37-yard line, make it the 36.
Wow, terrific job by Hawthorne, who just would not quit on that play. As I said, he's not a big kid, but he is determined and athletic. And watch this replay. Hawthorne just will not stop driving his legs. There, he's hit at the 31. He keeps driving. 5 more yards now. Now it's all white shirts around him, and they just can't bring him down. Here comes his line. Here come his linemen to help out, and nicely done by the Presidents, who have ground their way out to the 35-yard line.
Man in motion now for the Presidents, and ball again goes through the hands of Colin Cavini, and this time Hawthorne jumps on it, but it goes all the way back now to the Quincy 19-yard line. Now the big loss.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Another little snap error there, and I'm not quite certain what the cause of this is, whether it's the Red Raiders jumping around at the line, but in any event, this is remarkable how it's following a similar pattern to what happened in the first quarter. Presidents do a nice job with the ball, but then a very costly miscue, and now they're looking at a 2nd and 27. A long way to go here to make up the lost yardage, Sean.
Coming up on 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Hawthorne with the carry over to the left side. Nice job there by Sean Hawthorne. Made a couple men miss, found a hole, and North Quincy says they have the ball.
Well,
and they do. North Quincy has recovered.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen the Red Raiders doing is when they get Hawthorne you see 2 or 3 kids grabbing at the ball. They've been gang tackling Hawthorne. If you watch this replay, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Here he is, a 16-yard gain. Terrific running. Now watch. There's a head right on the football. And what they're doing there now is they're just grabbing at that football. They're focusing on that versus the tackle. They force a turnover, and North Quincy, for the 3rd straight possession, John, is going to have absolutely terrific field position. They're at the 34-yard line of the Presidents to start, 1st and 10. And they've got to capitalize here, John. This is 3 possessions where they've had terrific opportunity. 2, they've come up empty. Let's see what they do on this 3rd one.
Our handoff goes to Nate Sleeman, trying to get over to the right side, but he cannot. Brian Wynn finishes him off, but nice pursuit there by several Presidents to hold up that play.
Yeah, one of the things that we see in the Patriot League a lot of these offenses in the Patriot League use tailbacks and wingbacks, and they set them in motion. What they're trying to do there is attack the edge of the defense. Quincy High has done a terrific job of reacting to that. North has had no success so far attacking the edge of the President defense. The President linebackers are moving laterally really effectively, and North has come up empty on each occasion when they've tried to run that motion play. So here we go with a 2nd and long.
There's a loss of 1 on that last play. Layden looking to pass, and it is complete. Andrew Arasis over to the left side. He'll get knocked out of bounds at the North Quincy sideline at the 30-yard line.
Well, a nice pickup of about 5 yards there again. And we're seeing, again, like a veteran poised athlete in Tim Layden. If you watch this replay, Layden's got a few options out there. And what he does is he's going to take the safe one, which is the running back out of the backfield. As soon as he gets behind the linebacker, Layden drops the ball in to give him an opportunity to make a play. That's a veteran quarterback not trying to do too much, which is something that can happen on Thanksgiving Day. But he took what the defense gave him. Presidents picked up about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 6 here.
Layden again in the shotgun for the Red Raiders. Looking down the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Was looking for number 44, Nelson Wallenjohn, but it goes incomplete.
Yeah, there was terrific coverage by the Presidents on the play, so the defense steps up yet again. Now, it looks like we're in 4-down territory here, meaning that North is not going to punt. They're at the 31-yard line. The way the defense has been playing, there's very little opportunity for gain by punting the ball. So North is going to go for it on 4th down. It's 4th and 6. They have to get the ball just on the other side of the 25-yard line here. Let's see how they do. Setting up at the 31.
And looks like North Quincy calls a timeout. So 6:02 left to go in the 2nd quarter, and it'll be 4th and 6 for the Red Raiders at the Quincy 31-yard line. As you said, Jim, they need to get to just the other side of the Quincy 25 for the 1st down.
Yeah, you know, both coaches have their own unique qualities, and I talk about Coach Nutley. I think the thing I like the most about him is when his team takes the field, he could get any one of his football players to run through the brick wall that surrounds Veterans Stadium. He's an emotional guy and a loud guy, and he gets the guys fired up. But one of the things that people don't see is what he's doing behind the scenes. He's a big film guy. He spends time studying the other team. He had a couple of weeks to study the Presidents here, and he said that he wants his Red Raiders to know Quincy better than Quincy knows themselves. Well, on that particular play, he took a look at the Quincy defensive set, and he's come out. He takes a timeout. They've changed the play. Let's see what happens here.
And it is, let's say, did it get picked off or no? The ball was tipped by number 53 for the Presidents, Jamal Williams, and it goes incomplete nonetheless. It is a turnover on downs, and Quincy holds.
Yeah, if you watch the replay, North comes out with a wide set. They've got receivers everywhere, and he's trying to set up a middle screen. But what happened was terrific read, and you see the Quincy lineman. It was actually a lineman who stuffed that play. So terrific job. I missed the number, John. I believe it was 57 for the Presidents, but we don't have that in our book, our lineup card. So I'm sorry to have missed the name of the individual who made the play, but a terrific job. And here comes the Quincy offense.
All right, handoff goes to Hawthorne over to the left side. He'll cross the 35, gets to the 36.
Yeah, when Hawthorne goes to the locker room at halftime, they're going to have to put him on ice. That young man's been involved in every single play. And he's really getting banged on the running plays, and he's really delivering some bangs defensively. So he's really doing a terrific job here.
All right, again, Hawthorne on the carry, has some space to the left side, and he should have enough for the first down. Cross the 40, and late flags are thrown on the play.
Tackled by number 9, Arosis of North Quincy. There is a flag on the play.
Ball's at the 43-yard line, but 2 flags are right there as well.
We have a dead ball foul, personal foul, late hit. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
That's a big, big play. A big penalty following a very determined run by the Presidents. And Quincy High is on the north side of the field now at the 42. We got 5:13 to go, John. 0-0 tie. First and 10 for the Presidents. This first half could not have gone any better from the Bill Reardon Quincy President perspective. It's precisely what he wanted to see happen. Want to see the game slow down a little, see if his Presidents couldn't grind something out here. And this drive represents that opportunity.
All right, ball goes all the way up to the North Quincy 42-yard line. The handoff goes to Sean Hawthorne, and he explodes up the middle up to the 31 for another first down.
Yeah, explodes is the right word, John. He took it time in the backfield. He read the blocks. Watch the replay here, folks. And you see a terrific run by number 22, Dominic Laptiste. I got to tell you, this is interesting the way Reardon's using his guys. We'll talk about it after this play.
All right, Cavini in the shotgun again, hands it off to Hawthorne over to the left side again, and Hawthorne will get to the 25-yard line before he's brought down.
I actually think that's Dominic Laptiste, John.
Oh, excuse me, yes.
What Bill Reardon has done is in prior games, he had Hawthorne and Laptiste out there in a power I. In other words, he had both running backs together, one behind the other. What he's doing today is he's running either Hawthorne or Laptiste from the tailback spot. He gave Hawthorne a little bit of a rest, put Laptiste out there, and he had 2 great runs. Laptiste with the fresh legs blew things open here for the Presidents.
All right, play action fake, and the pass is complete to Brian Wynn at the 25-yard line, make it the 24, and it'll be a gain of a couple of yards on second down.
Nice job by Late Sleeman of making a tackle out in the open field. If you watch the replay, Sleeman's out there alone, and he's got to make this play, and he does. You see him there chasing the running back. He holds him up right at the 25-yard line and then brings him back with a terrific unassisted tackle out in the open field. So well done by Sleeman on a very well-designed play by the Presidents that comes up short. It's going to be 3rd and about 4 here.
Hand off to Hawthorne over to the right side. Flag thrown on the play. And Hawthorne gets up to about the 23, but again, we'll see what the flag is.
Well, it was thrown by the side judge, and normally that's going to be a hold. Let's see what they call. Clock stops at 3:04 during the penalty.
And it's number 17, John. We have holding on the offense. Repeat 3rd down. 17.
All right, so the ball goes back now to the 34-yard line for the Presidents.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. You go from 3rd and 3 to now it's going to be 3rd and 13. changes the options for the Quincy Presidents. And the little dynamic I mentioned earlier, John, that the receivers are going to be looking back into the sun. If you look at the shadows there from the huddle, that means the sun is directly behind the Presidents. So when the Quincy President quarterback, Colin Keavney, looks to throw, the sun is behind him, but the receivers are looking back that way and looking into the sun. It makes their job a little tougher. We'll see if that affects the play here.
All right, 3rd and 13 for the Presidents from the North Quincy 34. Keavney looking to pass over to the left side, and it is incomplete. Coming up there to try to intercept the ball was number 9, Andrew Arisos for the North Quincy Red Raiders. Could not get there in time, so it'll bring up now a 4th and long for the Presidents.
And they're going to go for it again. This is 4-down territory. Once you're inside the 40 in high school, you're hard-pressed to consider a punt because the net effect of the punt is so minimal, it's worth it. Although this is 4th and long, we'll see what happens. That time they were trying to get to Hawthorne. North keyed on Hawthorne, and as a result, the play did not work. Let's see what happens here on 4th and long.
Quincy needs to get to North Quincy 21-yard line. Keavney passes over the middle, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Dominic Laptiste and just could not connect, just over the outreach hands of Laptiste.
Yeah, if you watch the replay, you're going to see Laptiste try to get up there for this ball. Keavney throws it high because of the coverage. He's trying to get it over the linebacker there. North did a terrific job. They played a zone defense. They had the linebackers drop back, and he had a linebacker in center field there who really effectively broke up the play because Keavney, he was high with that pass because he was trying to drop it over that linebacker. So well done by North. Quincy stalls out much as North has done, and with 2:32 to go in this first half, we remain at 0-0, Red Raider ball.
All right, handoff goes for North Quincy over to the right side, and going to get up to about the 36-yard line goes Sleeman.
Mark Nutley talked this week about the fact that what was beguiling for the Red Raiders this year was that they could not finish a game, meaning they would be either in the game or ahead, and then they'd have a balky fourth quarter or third quarter where they do things similar to what's happened here in this first half, where they move the ball effectively but don't score. North's got to fight that.
Sleeman on the carry again over to the left side and did a nice job to avoid some tackles in the backfield. Initially, it looked like it was going to be a 5-yard loss, and he's going to turn it into a 1 or 2 yard gain. And Coach Bill Radin calls a timeout with 1:42 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say at the snap there, North's got to fight that dynamic a little more effectively. They're not finishing again today, and that's going to be of concern to Coach Nutley. Quincy calling a timeout. Bill Reardon with the ball inside the North 40. Now looking at the clock and a potential opportunity to do something with the ball. I see him talking with Brendan Fitzpatrick. It's one of his receivers. And curious whether they might be trying to cook something up.
Later looking to pass, going down the left side of the field, and it is incomplete. Looking for Wallenjom, but nice coverage down there by Quincy High School's number 4, Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, that's the second time that O'Connell has just been right inside the shirt of Wallenjom. I mean, there's nowhere to go there. Layden dropped the ball in, hoping Wallenjom could make a play, but there was just no margin for error there, and they missed the connection, and so the Red Raiders are going to have to punt. Back deep for the Presidents is Ryan Cephalo.
All right, nice kick over to the right side, and we'll take a North Quincy bounce as well, and it keeps on rolling. Rolling past the 25 up to the 20, and we'll finally come to a stop at the Quincy High School 18, making the 17-yard line. A great roll there, about a 20-yard roll. And actually, I see a flag back at the 35-yard line as well, so we'll see what that is.
Yeah, that is a monster punt. I'm calculating it at 44 yards. So on top of it all, it looks like they're going to tack on a penalty against Quincy for blocking the back. So now the dynamics have changed a little bit, John. Bill Reardon called a timeout when the field position looked favorable, and now the clock is stopped, 1:23. I think they're marching it the wrong way here. What's going on? I thought the call was a block in the back against Quincy.
So the penalty.
Oh, they're going to march off the penalty, I think, from the point of the. No, they're just.
No, so I think the penalty was, like you said, it was against North Quincy, Jim.
Yeah. There's something up. Mark Nutley's looking for clarification here. I don't see how there can be a penalty against the defensive team for blocking the back.
So we'll go down to the field for the call here.
It's a post-scrimmage kick. The penalty is enforced from the end of where the kick ends. The kick ended on the 17. We move it up 10 yards to the 27. First and 10, 27.
All right,
well, you heard from the official what happened here. We still don't know what the penalty was, but we understand where the ball is and why, and we're underway. First and 10, John.
All right, so
1:23 to go.
Quincy takes over on their own 27-yard line. Cavini looking to pass, looking down the field for Hawthorne, and it is incomplete. It looked like Ayers had intercepted it, but Hawthorne did a nice job to break it up.
Yeah, Hawthorne did. He played defensive back on that play as Andrew Arocius. If you watch this replay, Arocius has terrific inside position. Keaveney tries to force the ball in on this particular play, and because it's Hawthorne, he's hoping Hawthorne's going to make a play. Well, Arocius turns right at the correct time, has the position, and you see Hawthorne making terrific defensive play to rip the ball out of Arocius' hands and evade a turnover. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 with 1:14 to go here, John.
Again, so Quincy at their own 27-yard line, 1:14 left to go in the second quarter. Cavini looking to pass over the middle, and it is complete at the 35-yard line to number 84, tight end Andrew Rooney.
Yeah, Andrew Rooney's a guy that we've talked about before. He's only a junior. Last year he had a terrific game, you may recall, on Thanksgiving. And Andrew just came right over the middle there, right into North Quincy linebacker territory, hauled in that reception. Nice catch, nice 8-yard pickup. It's going to result in a 3rd and short here.
Coming up on 30 seconds to play. And pass is almost intercepted by number 25, Nate Sleeman for North Quincy. And he saw all the green space ahead of him, Jimmy. He thought he was going to have a touchdown, but he could not hold on to it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If Sleeman had caught that ball, he was gone, baby, because he has some jets on him. If you take a look at the replay and just watch here at the end, you're going to see Sleeman cut in beautifully. Again, it's to Hawthorne, so they're keying on him. Sleeman cuts the route, and had he caught that, he would have been gone. I'm telling you, he can fly. So Bill Reardon, the gunslinger, is going to go for it on 4th down, notwithstanding the fact he's at his own 35-yard line. Let's see what he's thinking here.
All right, so Coach Reardon does call a timeout with 33 seconds left to go in the second quarter. As you said, Jim, it's going to be 4th and 2 for the Presidents at their own 35-yard line. Again, we are still scoreless here at Veterans Memorial Stadium on Thanksgiving morning, the 85th edition of this rivalry between the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Red Raiders.
Yeah, I'm sure that the dynamics that are bouncing around in Bill Reardon's mind are that his defense is playing solid, that the boys can hang in there for 30 seconds, and so what he's going to try to do is see if they can't make a play. Certainly understand this call. This is classic Bill Reardon. He doesn't leave anything on the field. He'll push every button he can, and here, there's 30 seconds left. He's going to try to make something happen.
They do have a couple timeouts left as well, so they can try to draw North Quincy off sides if they want to call a timeout. And that's what they do. So we'll see if they send out the punt team, and it looks like they are going to send out the punt.
Yeah, Mark Nutley is a guy that he similarly to Bill Reardon doesn't miss a trick, and you could tell the North kids were all just sitting in their stances. No one was eager at all to jump. So the long count didn't work, and now they're going to be punting the ball away. This guy here, Ryan Beretti, is one of the top performers for the Presidents. He has consistently punted very, very well all year.
Connor Donahue is back deep for the Red Raiders to get the kick. And Beretti gets the kickoff. It goes out of bounds at the North Quincy 49-yard line. Looked like it might have gone off the side of his foot.
Yeah, but I'm also sure the reason for that is it's exactly what Bill Reardon wanted him to do. Kick to the sideline. You don't want to give Donahue any opportunity for a run back. So, although it was not a classic Beretti boomer, it was an effective kick. And North Quincy, with 26 ticks on the clock, is going to have the ball on their own 49. Let's see what Mark Nutley does here, whether they try something or they stay conservative and get to the locker room. Keep in mind, Quincy deferred, so they'll start with the ball in the second half. He's got 3 receivers out here to the near side, so looks like North's going to see what they can do here, John.
Layden looking to pass, looking downfield, fires over the middle, and is incomplete. Was looking for Arasis.
I'll tell you, the guy who got his hand in is the guy who broke up the play earlier, Jamal Williams. I was sorry to have missed whoever it was who broke up a little inside screen, you may recall, a while back. I thought it was Jamal, but I wasn't certain because all the defensive linemen for Quincy have the number 50. But it was clearly Williams. He did the same thing again. Jamal is tall. He's athletic. He got his hands up. He's clearly watching the eyes of Tim Layden. And he's been very effective at these short routes that Layden's trying to throw at blocking, breaking them up. So nicely done there. It's going to be second and long.
Layden again looking to pass over the middle of the field, and is incomplete to Arasis. Went in and out of his hands. Could not hold on.
Yeah, Arosius certainly saw a lot of blue around him there, and that affected his performance. If you watch the replay here, you're going to see that even if he had caught it, he would have been dropped right where he was. So here's the ball delivered, and there's blue shirts everywhere. Arosius was trying to get ready for that hit, and he didn't bring in the ball, and we understand how that can happen. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 here for the Red Raiders with just under 20 ticks on the clock here, John.
All right, North Quincy at their own 49-yard line. As you said, Jim, 3rd and 10. Layden's going to keep it himself, cross the 50. He'll get up to the 45-yard line, and that's where he'll be stopped.
Tim Layden is taken down.
And it looks like both teams will be happy to let the clock run out. Oh, no, and just as I say that, and North Quincy calls a timeout with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, Bill Reardon was calling for a timeout as well. So I think I thought Bill Reardon was calling for timeout. He was coming out on the field signaling like he wanted a timeout. Not quite sure why he might do that, because this is definitely a Hail Mary opportunity for the Raiders, and I think they're going to take that. They're setting something up now.
Coming up at halftime, we have performances by...
All right, so the ball is at the Quincy 45-yard line, 4 seconds remaining, and it's 4th down for the Red Raiders.
You know, it's funny. I just watched a guy we were talking about a moment ago, Jamal Williams, walk over and sit down on the bench, and he looks totally gassed. So that's going to be a factor in this game, is how the Presidents hold up. So what we're looking at here is it's going to be an interesting Hail Mary play. President's going to rush 3 guys to get everyone else back. Let's see what happens.
All right, Layden in the shotgun, looking to pass, and he's going to have to run it instead. He crossed the 35-yard line up to the 30, over to the 20, 25, 15, excuse me, and he is finally pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So a nice little run there by Layden, but cannot get into the end zone. So at the end of the first half of the 85th annual Thanksgiving Day football game, it is the visiting Red Raiders 0 and the home Presidents 0 as well. And quite a first half here, Jim. Both teams feeling each other out. Both teams had some opportunities, but neither team could get it into the end zone.
Yeah, right. I would say as you head to the locker room, Bill Reardon's going to be very happy, and the Presidents along with him. They're going to be a little physically dinged up. I'm watching Hawthorne and Williams walk off the field now, and they look like 2 old men, so let's see if they can't rejuvenate. And from the Red Raiders side of the field, it's got to be a little bit of a disappointing first half. They came out and executed. They got up and down the field successfully, but they just didn't close. And that's been a problem for them this season. So we'll see what goes on in the Red Raider locker room as far as Coach Nutley getting his guys fired up. As you said, John, a nice first half, very competitive, and it's going to be interesting to see how this second half plays out.
All right, so Jim and I will take a timeout, and we'll be back with second half coverage in just one moment. Again, 85th annual edition of the Thanksgiving football game here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The North Quincy Red Raiders 0 and the Quincy Presidents 0. And both teams have just come back out onto the field, Jim, ready for the second half. We'll see if both teams, they were able to march down the field a little bit. North Quincy had 2 opportunities, a missed field goal, and then a fumble that went through the end zone for a touchback. Quincy had some opportunity as well, but neither team could score in the first half, and we'll see if they can capitalize on some opportunities in the second half.
Yeah, even though they didn't score, I'd have to call that first half a big win for the Presidents. They did a terrific job defensively, and their offense was able to move the ball relatively effectively. But neither team, as you say, neither team put points on the board. Bill Reardon, when they won the toss, you could tell where he was coming from here. He wanted to keep the pressure on the Red Raiders and get to the second half in a close game. Presidents have achieved that. They're going to get the ball first here as they deferred. And so now it's incumbent on the Red Raiders to step up big here coming out of the locker room and see if they can't reestablish themselves here. So going to be interesting to see how this third quarter plays out, John. The other factor is conditioning and depth. What we've seen for both programs that rely on players going both ways is that kids break down over the course of the game. And oftentimes toward the mid or late part of the third quarter, we start to see some mistakes or missed tackles that we hadn't seen earlier in the game. So we'll be watching for that here as the second half gets underway.
All right, North Quincy's going to get ready to kick off, and they needed someone to hold it, and the wind has picked up here a little bit at the at the stadium. All right, Brian Wynn's going to field the ball for the Presidents at the 30-yard line, running over to the left sideline, and he's going to have a nice return there for the Presidents. He's going to get the ball back to about the 38.
I'll tell you, what a terrific play. First-class athleticism displayed by Brian Wynn, one of the captains. As you said, he fielded the ball. Ball had an interesting top-like spin to it. He fielded it cleanly after the initial hit, and then he picked it up and ran it back to just outside the 35 to the 38-yard line. Great field position for the Presidents.
A handoff to Sean Hawthorne. A nice pursuit there by North Quincy to tackle him in the backfield. Coming up there for the hit was Alex Pham.
Yeah, Alex Pham, a guy we haven't mentioned the name too much today, but watch this replay and watch this penetration by Pham, who's a terrific athlete and a terrific young man. He's a guy North Quincy's relied on, one of the captains. And Alex gets in and blows up the first play of the second half for the Presidents. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Presidents are on that little diamond formation again, John, with the two wing backs and then the tailback Hawthorne. And he's got a...
Right up the middle for Sean Hawthorne, and he's going to pick up the first down, Jim. He's going to get to midfield for the Presidents, and again, the first down for the Quincy Presidents.
What an absolutely huge hole he had to run through. Watch this replay and take a look at the right side of the President's line. What blocking. In particular, number 60, Matt Scanlon, who's only a sophomore. He's the right guard. He did some terrific blocking there. So...
Again, Hawthorne over to the left side, and he's going to get across midfield up to the 49-yard line of North Quincy.
Gain of about 2 there. And keep in mind, this is one of the things we started to see a bit late in the first half. But there's a guy who we haven't talked about much who could emerge in this second half, Dominic Laptiste, number 22. Bill Reardon had been alternating a little more frequently in this late in the first half. Hawthorne and Laptiste. Laptiste, an explosive runner. Let's see if we don't see him at all during this drive.
2-yard gain for the Presidents. Ball now at the North Quincy 48-yard line. Colin Cavini in the shotgun, and flag is thrown before the play gets off. And
yeah,
it's going to be a start.
Procedure call. One of those Diamondbacks, he turned forward a little too quickly.
We have a dead ball
trying
foul.
To get into the block.
Legal motion on blue. Still second down. You got to turn that field.
The wingback was in motion, and his job was to seal off the edge. And he moved a little too quickly forward to get into his block. And as a result, Presidents, bit of a costly 5-yard penalty, John, because it puts them at 2nd and long now. And although any possession in a game is important, normally when you come out of the locker room, first possession of the half is a statement possession. So,
all right, play action fake. Cavini looking to pass, rolling out to his right, and it is tipped and incomplete. Goes off the hands of Andrew Rooney. Could not bring it in.
Yeah, Rooney out. If you watch this replay, you're going to see the same dynamic in play. North Quincy linebackers dropping back in coverage. Keaveney trying to get it over the linebackers. Now, big Andrew Rooney is a guy who can go get it. He tried to there. And I believe the shadow effect had to have played some small part here. I mentioned to you about looking back into the sun. That time Andrew was looking right back in the sun for the ball. Couldn't reel it in. So it's going to be 3rd and long. Big play for both teams. North wants to come up with a stop and get the ball. Quincy wants to keep this drive going.
So 3rd and 13 now for the Presidents. They need to get to the North Quincy 41-yard line. Keaveney looking to pass. Pressure in the pocket. He escapes it. And looks for Rooney. Incomplete. No, it goes tipped into the hands of number 10, Brendan Fitzpatrick. And it's going to be right at the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
Very alert play by Fitzpatrick. Watch this replay, folks. You're going to see Rooney go up for the ball again, not make the connection. But this time, Brendan Fitzpatrick is in the same zone, running a little deeper route. Here's the tip, and there's the alert Fitzpatrick reeling it in for actually, it was not a first down.
So they're gonna
just short, and they're going to go for it.
I'm surprised they didn't measure the ball there, Jim. So it's 4th and inches.
It's a big play for Ty Finn here.
Keaveney hands the ball off. Hawthorne, and he's going to get stopped, Jim. Right over to the left side, and Hawthorne will not get the first down. Turnover on downs, and a big hole there by the Red Raiders.
Alex Pham in on the tackle. Let's see who else was there. But I saw number 54. Watch the replay here. What a huge stop by the Red Raider defense. There's some great penetration. Just an absolutely phenomenal stop by the Red Raiders. They step up big, and they're going to take the ball over on downs here at their 41-yard line. Let's see if the offense can take that positive energy and make something happen. And on the other side of the ball, the blue shirts, these guys have to pick up their slumping shoulders and come up with a stop here. President defense has been big all day.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at their own 41. Sleeman goes in motion, and said they're going to hand it off up the middle. And a big tackle there by Sean Hawthorne. And trying to see who the ball carrier was, number 32, Win Tran. He went down hard. So Tran's going to get up to the 50-yard line, gain of 9. And we can see in the replay, Jim, the Tran going down hard.
Yeah, Hawthorne has had 3 or 4 tackles where he's really cut people down. He can really hit. And, as we said, that's why durability is a factor for him. He's a young guy who is so athletic. He's in on all the plays. And got to hope he can hold up here. That was a terrific tackle. It's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Red Raiders.
Tim Layden, quarterback for the Raiders, keeps it himself, and he'll have the first down, a couple more yards as well, and he'll get up to the Quincy 45-yard line to move the chains.
Well, that time Layden just tucked in behind number 53. If you watch this, Josh Moore, who's out on the right side, Layden just rides along behind him and picks up a big first down for North Quincy. It's an important possession for both teams, but first possession of the second half, an opportunity for your team to make a statement. Quincy coming up a little short there. North Quincy defense making a loud statement. Now we'll see what their offense can do.
1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at the President's 45-yard line. Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and a timeout was called by North Quincy.
Well, it's interesting. Mark Nutley, Quincy High guy. J.J. Niamke, one of the assistant coaches, Quincy High guy. They know the Quincy High program and Coach Bill Reardon very well. And they make observations about what Quincy's looking to do. And in the first half, we saw a couple of timeouts where Nutley was reacting to what he saw, calling an early timeout in the second half here on what is a big possession. And let's see what happens here. It's 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. They're just on the other side of the 50-yard line. They're at the 45 of the Presidents.
All right, quarterback Tim Layden hands the ball off to Nate Sleeman. He is met in the backfield immediately there. Jamal Williams coming up along with Dominic Baptiste on the big hit there. Actually, that's Nasir Cardoso for the Presidents in there as well.
Yeah, Williams just blew that play up. Red Raiders were trying a little bit of misdirection here because the President defense so aggressive. They play like their coach. It's just all out. They don't leave anything on the field. And they just fired through gaps there. North trying a little bit of misdirection, but Williams would have nothing of it. Jamal just came through, blew up the play. Great tackle. And who was in on it, did you say?
It was Williams and also Nasir Cardoso.
Okay.
So 5-yard loss there for the Red Raiders. Brings up a 2nd and 15 now. Ball at midfield. Layden looking to pass, being pursued out of the pocket. He passes complete to Wallenjom at the 35-yard line. Still on his feet, and he'll get up to the Quincy 25. Big first down there for North Quincy.
Boy, I'll tell you what. That young man for the Red Raiders is just one big load. Nelson Wallenjom. He is a junior tight end, and watch this play. They've been looking for him all game. This time they make the connection, and you see why. They've been looking all game for him. He just reels that in. He looks like Gronkowski there, John. Grabbing the ball like a receiver, then rumbling down like a big tight end. Well done. And North Quincy on the move here. They're inside the 25 at the 24. 1st and 10 with 4:40 to go here. Yet again in the red zone. Let's see if they can't capitalize this time.
I formation, and handoff going to go to Sleeman, and he's going to go nowhere. Again, Jamal Williams in there And also coming up was Nasir Cardoso as well for the Presidents. It's going to be a loss of 2 on the play back to the 26-yard line, as we'll see on the replay.
Yeah, let me tell you, watch this replay. You're going to see Jamal Williams, Thomas Lee, number 45 for the Presidents. And Cardoso, as you said. Williams and Cardoso be a nice law firm someday, but for now, they are a very effective defensive tandem out there, just blowing things up on the Red Raiders. Red Raider running game stalling out here due to the efforts of Williams and Cardoso, who just won't let anything happen up that left side.
Second down and 12. Nate Sleeman on the carry. Breaks through the line over to the right side. Crosses the 20 up to the 15-yard line. Rashawn Hawthorne will tackle him out of bounds at the 15. And we'll see if they give them the first down or not right at the marker.
Watch this replay and watch what I would call a beautiful slashing run. Sleeman just slides right up through between the tackles on 2 occasions. 2 linemen and then 2 linebackers. Gets outside, and that was number 24 for Quincy High School on the tackle, Sean Hawthorne, in on yet another play. So what do we got here?
All right, looks like they're going
to measure.
They're going to measure it. Initially, the call was they were short, and then I'm not sure if Coach Nutley requested a measure or not, but they are going to bring out the chains.
I'll tell you, if nothing else, Quincy Highs uses an opportunity to hydrate the kids. Very, very smart. Now the North Hydration Squad coming out.
And it's going to be very close, Jim, and it's going to be just shy, a link or 2 shy of the first down.
The missing link. So it looks like North Quincy on a 3rd down. We may see Mr. Layden just try on a quick count. Layden has run the ball a few times today. He was a guy who effectively ran for the Red Raiders all season. But Quincy High School's big number 53, Jamal Williams, has changed that dynamic. But here, the safest play for North Quincy, when you're a link or 2 away, is to just have your quarterback do what he can, and let's see if that isn't the route they go. Williams is going to line up to the right of the ball, so let's see North whether they go to the left, and that'll be Cardoso territory.
All right, Layden keeps it himself, and he looks like he should have enough for the first down, and he does. Actually, he's going to get a couple of yards in the play, and they'll mark him down at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, very well done. Just a clean snap, fire off the ball, pick up the first down. Watch the replay, and you're going to see Layden do exactly what we expected there. He just gets to the left side of his center, and then you see big number 77, Ty Finn, in there. Ty and Williams are 2 big kids, let me tell you. There's a little bit of thunder when they bang each other out there on the field.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Red Raiders at the Quincy High 12-yard line. 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Layden, play action fake, looking to the left side. Pass is complete to Wallinger with the 5, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, North Quincy!
There you go, the little design rollout play. Layden rolling to his left, giving the back, or in this case, the tight end, an opportunity to get behind the linebackers. And watch this replay. You're going to see North Quincy's big number 44, Wallenjohn, get out behind the linebacker. Ball's dropped in beautifully, and he gets into the end zone. And the Red Raiders break the ice here finally with 2:52 to go in this 3rd quarter. They're bringing out their kicker, Kieran O'Driscoll, for the point after. Been effective all season. And he blasts that one through.
There's also a flag down on the play, Jim, so we'll see what the flags are.
Looks like it might be an offside based on who threw from a line judge. Let's see the call.
Sides on blue. Repeat the down. Repeat the down.
You're going to repeat it.
No, I think the official just saw that the kick was good. Yeah, so the kick is good, so
Okay.
they're not going to repeat the down. So with the extra point, North Quincy leads 7-0 with 2:52 left to go in the third quarter.
You know, I don't know if we can get a shot, but just this band is so impressive. They're nicely spread out. I don't know if Peter Doherty can get a shot of them, but just they've got the nice uniforms going. They take up a whole section here right under us, and they're hanging around, providing a lot of electricity and excitement here at the stadium today. So North Quincy takes the first possession of the second half, John, and does what they'd been trying to do all first half. They close out a very effective drive and put 7 on the board here. Let's see how the Presidents react. I'm going to predict we're going to see a little more of Dominic Laptiste this possession. You know, it's interesting, John, the temperature hasn't moved much at all. It's only 37 degrees here, and a little bit of a factor.
All right, kick by O'Driscoll is going to go through the end zone for a touchback, so the Presidents will start at their own 20-yard line for the next drive.
Kick is into the end zone. Quincy will take over 1st and 10 at the 25.
So Quincy's going to start at their 25 and or 20
the
rather.
20,
Beg
yes.
your pardon. And thinking NFL coverage here. And we'll see if they can't get something going. Their last possession, they did a nice job, but then stalled out. We'll see what happens here. Looks like they're opening it up a little bit. Now they've got 3 receivers to the right.
All right, pitch is going to go to Sean Hawthorne over to the left side, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds at the Quincy sideline at about the 27-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball.
They had him line up in the slot on the right instead of in the backfield. Get him moving. And Hawthorne's got that speed, and he was able to get outside. Nice pickup of about 8 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 2. So Reardon pulling out all the stops here, John. Different formation there. Now they're back in that little diamond set, and Hawthorne is behind his quarterback.
Keaveney with a handoff to Hawthorne over to the left side. Has the first down and more across the 40-yard line up to the 45, and will finally get brought down at the 46-yard line. Big gain there for Sean Hawthorne.
Yeah, nice cutback by Hawthorne. Big gainer there. It's outside the 45 to the 46-yard line. Watch the replay and watch the cutback by Hawthorne. Very effective. Here it is, a nice cut through the hole. A big gainer. So the Presidents responding in kind here to the Red Raider touchdown.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Presidents at their own 46. Again, Hawthorne over the carry, over to the left side, across the 50-yard line, and Nelson Wallenjohn will bring him down out of bounds at the 43.
You know, I've been talking about conditioning and talking about guys starting to get tired, and it looks like it's the white shirts of the Red Raiders. Quincy has taken over the line play here. At the point of contact, they very effectively moved the Red Raiders off the ball. That's 2 explosive runs by Hawthorne now, where he's been able to get out into the open field due to the very effective blocking at the line by the Presidents.
With that run, Hawthorne now over 100 yards rushing with 105. He'll take the next carry, trying to get over to the right side, turns the corner across the 40 up to the 35-30, and he'll get pushed out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Another first down for Hawthorne and the Presidents.
Wow, great stuff by Sean Hawthorne. He's looking to take a break here, and it's a well-deserved one. Watch the replay and just watch Hawthorne explode up that right sideline. It's designed to go a little further inside behind his tackle, but then he kicks it outside, turns it up, and he's down inside the 35 to just about the 30-yard line. So, terrific job. He's come out for a break. Laptiste in the backfield.
And Dominic Laptiste will get the ball over to the left side, cross the 25-yard line on his feet, and still going until the 20-yard line. And it looks like he should have enough for a first down.
Let me tell you, this is a real tough tandem for the Red Raiders to respond to. You've got Hawthorne, who's explosive and very capable, and then when he comes out for a break, Dominic Laptiste, who brings the same game. He just exploded for 10 yards there. Terrific run. Clock is running down here in a fast-moving third quarter, and the President's fast-moving right along with it here.
First and 10 for the President at the 20. 13 seconds to go. Flag thrown on the play. Handoff goes to Laptiste, but I believe we're going to have an offsides on North Quincy. We'll see if they were drawn off or not. They say it was no gain on the play for Laptiste, but again, the flag's thrown.
We have offsides on the defense. Repeat first down.
All right, so it's offsides against North Quincy, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring up a 1st and 15, but I believe that's going to be the end of the third quarter, Jim. We'll see if Quincy's able to get it off in time, and Coach Reardon's going to tell them to hold up. All right, so that's the end of the third quarter, and we are a 7-point game with North Quincy with that last touchdown leading 7-0, but Quincy is now threatening with their own 1st and 5 from the North Quincy 15-yard line.
Yeah, it couldn't come at a better time for the Red Raiders, the end of this quarter. These guys need to get some water. They need to regroup. And the Presidents, meanwhile, Laptiste just came out, Hawthorne going back in. He's going to get this additional break, in addition to having been out for a few plays. So you're going to have fresh legs from Hawthorne, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I see Matt Coughlin down along the sidelines here. They're struggling with their cable, but Matt's right in the middle of things, trying to keep us with a view from the field. And I'll tell you what, John, really interesting third quarter. Both teams really went at each other. And unlike other games where sometimes the kids can wear down, they're just so mentally amped up for this game that I see no signs of fatigue or slowing down. I mentioned coming into the third quarter was something we'd watch out for. We're seeing no signs of it. Both teams continuing to really slug away at each other.
All right, Quincy comes out again, 1st and 5 for the Presidents at the North Quincy 15-yard line. Handoff is going to go to Sean Hawthorne over to the left side. And he's going to get up to about the 12-yard line on the carry.
I'll tell you what, there's a play where you're running right into the heart of the President defense. We saw Ty Finn and Alex Pham out there, and then you saw the linebackers converging as well. If you watch this replay, they're running right into the mouth of the Tiger here. And Red Raiders do a nice job of stuffing that particular run. Coming in from the rear there, you saw Lucas Smith, the senior.
All right, 2nd down and 2 now for the Presidents. Ball at the 12. Hawthorne finds the seam off the middle, across the 5-yard line, going towards the end zone. Touchdown, Presidents! Sean Hawthorne with the 10-yard touchdown run and a point after the come.
Well, let me tell you, this is going to be big, all right? We got Michaela Foley going out there, the Quincy place kicker, and this is going to be one big point after for her. She's a senior, and this is an opportunity to tie the game for the Presidents.
All right, Foley ready to kick for the Presidents. And it's going to be blocked by North Quincy. And they're going to try to run it back, but then they're finally going to get brought down there. Big tackle, but North Quincy able to get some pressure up on the left side of the line and block that ball. So it's going to be 7-6. North Quincy retains the lead with 10-11 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that time things just did not work. Beretti did a nice job handling what was not the best of snaps. He tried to get the ball down, but that little extra half tick of timing was thrown off. Caused Michaela to approach the ball a little differently. She had to take a little half step. And during all that, Red Raiders got great penetration, blocked the point after. And as a result, North Quincy is going to retain the lead, although a tenuous one. It's 7-6.
So a big play there by North Quincy to come in and block that extra point attempt. So again, 7-6 North Quincy with 10-11 left to go in the ball game. Ball's going to be fielded by Chris Donahue, and he's going to return the kick back to about the 40-yard line. That's where the Red Raiders will start.
Well, nice run back by Donahue, John. And terrific field position for the Red Raiders yet again. It's going to be an important possession for both teams. President offense is going to desperately want to get that ball back, so let's see if the defense can't come up with a 3-and-out here. And from the Red Raider perspective, if they want to do something to deflate this little shift in momentum here, they'd like to keep the ball, drive it down the field, keep the President offense off the field, try to grind down something here and get that clock to run a little bit more favorably for them. 10 minutes left in the 7-6 ball game. Very exciting, John.
All right, North Quincy will start on their own 40-yard line. Nate Sleeman with a carry. He's going to get up to the 45-yard line. Nice run on a first down for North Quincy for the 5 yards.
Yeah, that's terrific stuff right there. Just very basic. Right up the left side. We mentioned this guy a little earlier. Big number 66, Jeff Sullivan. Sleeman went up inside his left tackle. Watch the replay here, folks. You're going to see Sleeman just go right up the left side, and that simple fire off the ball, blocking. Red Raiders pick up 5. Clock's running.
Second down and 5 now for North Quincy. Sleeman again on the carry, and he's going to be met with a line of blue and white shirts, and he's going to get up to about the 46, only a gain of 1.
Going to be third down, so Mark Nutley looking to establish the run, looking to burn some clock here.
So bring up
and the Presidents respond to it very nicely.
Bring up a 3rd and 4 now for the Red Raiders at their own 46-yard line. 8:45 left to go in the ball game now.
Got to tell you, Jamal Williams has just been a monster this game. He really has. He's done a terrific job inside, taking up space, filling gaps, making tackles. He's really affected the North Quincy offense today.
Tim Layden looking to pass for North Quincy. Has a man downfield, and it is taken away there by number 22, Dominic Laptiste. Lucas Smith was wide open, and Laptiste closed in quickly and knocked it away. Big play there by Laptiste.
Oh, yeah, Lucas Smith was open out there, and watch this replay. Beautifully timed defensive play by Laptiste. Watch this. He gets in and breaks it up. Very well done.
All right, so that's going to force a North Quincy punt. At least I believe they brought the punt team out.
Yeah, what happened was just logistically they were short a player who I think was getting some water. So Kieran O'Driscoll, who's a key guy for the Red Raiders, good, very talented kicker. He's going to punt it away.
Low snap, and O'Driscoll's able to get a high kickoff. And it's going to take a North Quincy bounce, and it looks like it's going to stop at about the Quincy 30-yard line. Very, very high kick. and finally down, the whistle blows. So again, ball goes all to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Presidents will start with 8:05.
Yeah, that one's a win for the Red Raiders because they kept the ball away from Fitzpatrick. Brendan's a very talented return man, and he was back deep, but unable to get anything going. So it's going to fall to the hands of the President offense. So you see some fans here huddling together on this cold day, enjoying the game. Nice to see the smiles on their faces. And here comes the President offense.
Handoff goes. Wow, big
baby.
tackle on the backfield. Hawthorne took the ball, and he's looking for a face mask, and I could not get the number of the Red Raider who brought him down, but
yeah, watch this replay, folks. We'll get the number here. There's the penetration. It's number 16. It was close to a horse collar tackle, too, a 15. That was Jake Roos. I'm sorry. We haven't mentioned Jake, but he's had a terrific season for the Red Raiders. Mark Nutley was talking about him this week and how talented he's been. So Roos with a nice penetration, the tackle in the backfield.
Hawthorne, big carry here and a big run. He'll cross the 40-yard line, and he got up to 42, and a first down for the Presidents.
Big gain. We're seeing one of the dynamics that you see on Thanksgiving Day, which is a player emerging. Sean Hawthorne doing a terrific job slashing right up inside his right tackle. Big gain. Picked up about 12, and it's a first down, Presidents.
Ball at the 42-yard line of Quincy. Colin Keaveney hands the ball again off to Hawthorne over to the right side, across the 50-yard line, and did a nice job there holding that ball. Coming in to try to take it away was Andrew Ursus, but he was able to hold on to it up to the 50, and it should be another first down.
Yeah, as you say, Arosh just trying to take a shot at the ball. Watch this replay real quickly here. You're going to see Hawthorne now driving up over the right side, and watch at the end of the play. They're taking shots at that football. That was a terrific tackle by a really talented football player, Nelson Wallenjohn, only a junior.
8-yard gain, ball at midfield. Dominic Laptiste into the ball game now. Here's the first down over to the left side. He'll cross the 45 and get brought down at the 42.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this tandem, and now Laptiste comes in with the fresh legs, and his explosiveness is on display. So, Presidents just grinding up in the running game here. Doing very effective job, and they're at the 42 of the Raiders, 1st and 10. Laptiste stays in the game.
North Quincy with a 7-6 lead with 6 minutes left to go in the game. Colin Cavini, the shotgun, hands off to Laptiste. Over to the left side, and Laptiste is going to get across the 40 to the 39-yard line.
Taken down by Elmo Laners of North.
If you watch the replay here, you're going to see the Red Raider defense stiffen a bit. Ty Finn slowed down the runner, and then I believe it was Wallenjohn again in there on the tackle, so well done. And going to be 2nd and 8. Clock ticks down, coming up on 5 minutes here in the game.
Keaveney in the shotgun, and penalty flags thrown. Both teams moved, and I believe North Quincy might have touched a Quincy player, but we'll see. Quincy players are clapping. They think it's going against North.
We have a dead ball foul. Offsides on the defense. Repeat, 2nd down.
Yeah, the Red Raiders are so eager to plug these gaps and stop this President running game. Got to be a little more disciplined.
So they're bringing up a 2nd down and 2 now with the 5-yard penalty. Ball up to the 34-yard line. Hawthorne back in the game, runs right up the middle. Here's the first down up to the 30-yard line.
Keaveney's handoff to Sean Hawthorne.
Actually, they spot the ball at the 31, but it is still enough for the first down for Hawthorne and the Presidents. Under 5 to go now in the game.
Yeah, Bill Reardon watching the clock while he watches this drive. He'd love nothing more than to get this clock down under 2 minutes here as his team moves downfield.
All right, Carl Cavini in the shotgun. Hawthorne to the left this time, but he's met in the backfield and brought down. Looks like it was Ty Finn in there for North Quincy.
Yeah, you know what I'm finding interesting? On the prior play, Ty Finn lined up over on the left side, and that's where Hawthorne came. This time, if you watch the replay, he lines up over on the right side, and he's right there. You see the big guy right there. He sheds his block, makes the tackle unassisted. So Red Raiders seem to be clued into the left-right flow of this Quincy President offense.
No gain on that last play. Hawthorne on the carry, met in the backfield trying to get out the corner, and it's going to be lost for the play there. And Quincy's looking for a late hit out of bounds, no flag thrown.
Yeah,
And
see again, Ty Finn lined up on the north-left side, the President right side, and that's the direction the play went. Like, watch this replay, folks. You're going to see Finn over on the left side, and Red Raiders do a terrific job of just stringing this play out. There you see number 9 for the Red Raiders, Andrew Arocius, doing a great job of forcing Hawthorne to run laterally. He never got to turn up the field. On that particular play, he seemed to be a little, I don't know, they're stretching his hamstring down on the sideline there.
he did hit a couple of players on his own team when he went out of bounds today, Jim, so I'm not sure if it's a cramp or they're trying to stretch him out because of that. All right, it was a 3-yard loss for the Presidents. Brings up 3rd and 12 now. Dominic Laptiste in the ball game, gets the carry over to the left side. North Quincy does a great job pursuing him. Late flag thrown on the play as well.
Yeah, let's see what the call is here. But I'm going to tell you right now, the key to that play was number 25, Nate Sleeman. If we get a replay, let's see what the call is. I think it's going to be a hold on Sleeman, against Sleeman. Watch the replay. You're going to see Sleeman's shirt getting tugged. He's the guy on the top of your screen. Great slow motion here. Now watch his shirt get tugged there.
On the offense.
He forces the running back to turn up inside where there's nothing but white shirts to greet him. So, terrific job by Sleeman. Red Raiders with a big stop at a critical juncture, and Bill Reardon is going to get a timeout. And there at the bottom of your screen, you see Hawthorne returning to the field.
All right, so Jim, the penalty was a holding penalty, as you said, against Quincy, but it was declined. So that'll bring up now a 4th and 12 for the Presidents. There was no gain on that last play.
Well, very smart on the part of Mark Nutley to decline that penalty. First of all, you don't want to give the Presidents another opportunity, an extra down. And secondly, as the clock runs down here, Red Raiders want to get that ball back. So putting the Presidents at 4th down here, it's 4th and 12. This is a huge play. And let's see what happens. I see they've got Hawthorne. He's going to line up in a slot. And I'm looking for Laptiste out there. Laptiste is a wideout. He's over here on the near side at the bottom right of your screen. Watch those two. Play's going to come to the right side.
Pass over to the right side, as you call, Jim, looking for Rooney, and it's caught at the 10-yard line. Andrew Rooney, what a catch. Outreaches for it and brings it down for the first down.
What a play by Andrew Rooney. You've got to watch this replay, folks. Rooney was lined up. I don't know if we have, we do have a replay. Now watch this replay. Rooney was lined up between Hawthorne and there is a terrific catch. Great over-the-shoulder catch by Andrew Rooney, a guy we love. He played great last year at Thanksgiving, and there he is coming up big today for the Presidents. That's a huge play.
All right, Hawthorne with the carry over to the right side, and he'll get a gain of 1, maybe 2. We'll see where they spot the ball.
It's interesting. They lined up Rooney between the two big guys, Laptiste and Hawthorne, and it was Rooney they went to. He got behind the defender and made a terrific over-the-shoulder catch. That is one they'll be talking about on the Rooney household for a while because irrespective of what happens, that's put the Presidents. They have the opportunity now to. There's a big run now by Hawthorne. He's
All right,
inside
Hawthorne,
the 5.
as you said, Jim, inside the 5 to the 4-yard line with 2:40 left to go in the game. And it'll bring up now a 3rd and goal for the Presidents at the 4.
Interesting, John. What do you do if you're Bill Reardon and you don't get in the end zone on 4th down? Do you try the field goal or do you stick with a running game? It's going to be a tough decision for him. This is a big play. 3rd and 4. They're out of their diamond set with Laptiste in the backfield.
Laptiste gets it at the 5-yard line, pushes his way forward, and he's going to get to about the 2-yard line, Jim, to bring up a 4th and goal from the 2.
Well, clock running. We're under 2 minutes. And Bill Reardon is going to get a timeout here. He's going to talk about it. It looks like they're going to go for it. We got a player down on the field, too. I'm not sure who that is for the Red Raiders. At the top right of your screen, it's a young man down on the field who Coach Nutley's coming out to check on now. But in any event, we'll hope that young man is okay. Once we see who it is, we'll give you the identity. But this is it, John. And as we predicted, and we can predict every year, when these two teams square off on Thanksgiving, an absolutely terrific football game. The records go out the window, and these two competitive teams really have gone at each other in a well-played football game. And to set the table, it's 7-6 North Quincy, 4th and 2 for Quincy. Ball is on just inside the 3 at the 2-yard line. So the Red Raiders come up with a stop. That'll be huge. Quincy scores. Red Raiders are going to be in a very tough situation. Now you see for North Quincy, big numbers 57. Elmer Lane is a key linebacker for the Red Raiders. He's going off the field here injured. That could be a factor on this play. Because although we haven't called Elmer's name, he's one of the guys who gets in and plugs gaps. He's been a key performer for the Red Raider defense. So we'll certainly hope he's okay. And then we'll see what the Red Raiders can do to offset the effect. Rooney lining up far left. Laptiste in the left slot.
Brian Wynn, the low man in the backfield next to Colin Keaveney. And quickly, Coach Mark Nutley calls a timeout to reset his defense.
Yes, they take a look. Bill Reardon's got all his athletes out there. He's got Fitzpatrick, the wideout, on the right. Hawthorne in the slot on the right. Then over on the left side, he's got Rooney and Laptiste. So they go to the air. They've got 4 options here. Very interesting, John. And then the other issue is the very athletic Keaveney. He's not quite the same runner that Layden is, but Keaveney has shown athleticism. And he may have the opportunity to take off here. So this is quite an ending to a Thanksgiving Day game.
All right, again, reset everything for you now. 1:53 left to go in the game. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line for the Presidents, with North Quincy winning 7-6 right now. And both teams have called dueling timeouts to try to set things up for this play here. And both teams coming back out onto the field. North Quincy, comes out again with a 4-receiver formation. Rooney and Laptiste to the left, with Fitzpatrick and Hawthorne to the right. Wynn, lone man in the backfield with Keaveney.
It's man coverage for the Red Raiders is a factor, too.
Keaveney looking to pass, looking, kind of running himself, dives for the end zone. I don't think he got in, Jim. I think Keaveney got to the 1-yard line, and that's where it was. Stopped at the 1.
Let me tell you something. What a play by number 56, Devin Gano, who came in and just blasted him. Let's watch the replay, folks. You're going to see the run, and you're going to see some white shirts come exploding in. There were a few guys who hit him, I'm not sure who it was who made the initial hit, but I saw Gano in there and Wallenjohn, and that is absolutely huge. Now, folks, the game is not, well, we've got a penalty. Now, what just happened here? Flag just got thrown.
Fine. North Quincy's ball.
Not sure what the flag's about.
I believe it was unsportsmanlike conduct, Jim, but we missed the front part there. I'm going to guess it was against North Quincy because they're not moving the ball, but ball was at the one, so it's not really going to move anywhere.
Well, you know, setting the table here, there's still a lot of football to be played. The ball is down. It's set down at the 2. The North Quincy coaches are very upset here. I'm not sure what the call was or why it was made, but I see both Mark Nutley and Mike Hansen out on the field there. Hansen is not generally that demonstrative a guy, and he's very upset. But Red Raiders got to execute here, John. Plain and simple. A safety puts the Presidents ahead. So it's going to be very interesting. This is where the talent of Layden, the fact he's able to run the football, may become a factor here. Because the Red Raiders have no margin for error, John.
So the ball's at the 1 yard line for the Red Raiders. And as you said, Jim, they are backed up, nowhere to go. They lead 7-6, and the Quincy fans trying to get their team pumped up. Everyone's standing on their feet here at the stadium. Tim Layden keeps it himself, pushes the ball forward, and it looks like it's going to be a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Bill Reardon getting a timeout almost immediately, or trying to. Clock's still running. They're going to complain now about time running off the clock. For North Quincy, this is going to be about Ty Finn and Layden. Quincy coaching staff very upset about the fact that none of the officials are reacting to the timeout request. Reardon's going to try to talk to one of the officials about the fact that more than 9 seconds ran off the clock.
Yeah, Coach Reardon and Coach Carey were literally jumping up and down trying to signal for the timeout, and they were not seen.
So let's see what the officials say. There may be a reset on the time on the clock because they're consulting now too. But in any event, this is going to be about Ty Finn snapping the ball and Layden just following Ty up the middle. Do you know how many timeouts Quincy has left, John?
I think it's 1 left, Jim, but I could be wrong.
This is where we need a statistician. Here's another snap and another run and another quick timeout.
All right, so the ball is run up to about the 4 yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball.
See, on the first possession, none of the Quincy High players were calling for timeout. It was the coaches. This time the players signaled as well. The officials got it done. It's going to be 3rd and 7. 1:23 to go. I don't know how many. We'll find out shortly. And you don't see it, but we see it. The North Quincy coaching staff huddled. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do on 4th down here. Because right now it's just very conservative, up the gut, trying to create some space between the quarterback and the goal line. But Layden has been in the backfield, been in the end zone for these first few snaps. Red Raiders have got the ball out just over the 4.
Jimmy, one of the officials just signaled to the Quincy sideline that they have 1 timeout left. So I believe they have 1 left here. All right, at the 4, Layden trying to run out to the outside, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and Quincy calls that timeout.
All right. So here's another big play. North Quincy is going to be punting from deep in its own end zone. As we said, no margin for error because the safety puts the Presidents ahead. They get 2 points, and they jumped 8-7 with the ball then being kicked to them. So North Quincy has to execute here. They've got a veteran kicker, Kieran O'Driscoll. Even though he's only a junior, Kieran is a veteran who's really performed well all year. The snap's going to be critical here. It's got to be a good, clean snap. We've seen Kieran able to handle the snaps. There was one at least that bounced his way and he handled it. And then the other story is back here at the 45-yard line for the Presidents. Number 10, Brendan Fitzpatrick, the senior, one of the stars all year. And he's going to be eager for a return opportunity.
All right, that was Quincy's
Good
last
snap.
time out, and they almost block it. And they got tipped, Jim. And Quincy's going to jump on it at the 20-yard line with 1:10 left to go. And the ball was tipped by somebody for Quincy High School.
Yes, it was. It was tipped. Watch the replay. You're going to see an excellent snap, smothering Presidents. And because they actually ran into O'Driscoll, but because they tipped the ball, and credit to the President blue shirts that were on the ball, the way they reacted. One of them got away from it, had no opportunity to field the ball, and the other guy did field the ball cleanly. So here we go, John, 1:10.
All right, Cavini looking to pass downfield, looking into the end zone for Laptiste, and incomplete. Quincy looking for a flag. Over there was Nate Sleeman on the coverage, and it goes incomplete in the corner.
Yeah, that was a close call. Sleeman did an excellent job he was reacting late to the ball, frankly. He wasn't looking back, and that's a problem. He reacted a little late. Laptiste couldn't pull it in, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. Leave it to Bill Reardon to go for it all on the first play. He caught the Red Raiders a bit. They went to the end zone. If you watch the replay, you're going to see what we were talking about here. At the end of the play, as the ball comes down, you see Sleeman, who's not looking back at all. Now he does, and he reacts well, wrapping up Laptiste there at the end. And so I'll tell you, a lot of excitement here, John, in these final 2 minutes of the game. Nothing went on the scoreboard the entire first half, and this second half has been an exciting, well-played back-and-forth football game. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 with 1:03 to go.
All right, North Quincy called a timeout there. Try to get things reorganized for themselves. 2nd and 10, as you said, Jim, at the North Quincy 21-yard line for the Presidents. North Quincy leading 7-6. Keaveney in the shotgun. Rolling out to his right, looking to pass, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Brian Wynn, and Wynn's going to come off the field. And he's holding his arm, Jim, or it looks like he might have hurt his shoulder. He's really coming off.
Oh, we'll hope he's okay there. Yeah, looks like the young man hurt his right shoulder. Alex Pham for North Quincy, terrific pressure on Layden. And that pressure forced Layden to get rid of the ball. So, yeah, we'll hope the young man down there for Quincy is okay, but I believe that's his shoulder, yeah. That's a very painful injury. Although he can recover from it quickly, it's very painful.
All right, so 3rd and 10 now for the Presidents. Again, at the North Quincy 21.
It's the formation Quincy used the last time. They've got their 3 guys out here to the right. Rooney between Laptiste and Hawthorne. North Quincy's got a safety over here. They've got Fitzpatrick alone over on the left, so a lot of options for Keaveney.
59 seconds left to go. Keaveney looking to pass. He has some space over to the left side. He's going to run for the first down, and he gets out of bounds, Jim, about the 5-yard line. Make it there, say he stepped out of bounds at the 8.
Terrific play by Keaveney.
51 seconds remaining in the ballgame.
So Quincy gets the first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line with 51 seconds left to go.
Yeah, on that play, there's a little frustration on the part of the North coaching staff because they didn't take care of business watching Keavney, and he was able to get outside there. It's a tough position for the Raider defense to be in with all these weapons that Quincy has, and Reardon spreading them out all over the field. North's calling a timeout here just to regroup. I know that Coach Nutley was not happy about what happened on that play. The safeties seemed a little uncertain about what they were doing, and that filtered up to the linebackers. So I think we're going to clarify some things. And Quincy's right back where it was earlier, John, there. Down inside the 10, and I'll tell you what, this is really something.
And, Jim, where they are right now, they could pass or run right now. They still have plenty of time if they want to get a run in.
Yeah.
And also, if they don't see anything for passing-wise, Keavney can just rifle it through the back of the end zone to have it go incomplete. All right, 1st and goal from the 8 for the Presidents. 51 seconds remaining. Keavney looking to pass, has to roll out, has some space, and is looking to run at the 5-4, dives to the 1 yard line where he's brought down, and he is still in bounds. Quincy needs to get it going. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, Keavney took his helmet off. He's all upset about the call, and meanwhile, time's burned off the clock. Now, why did the clock just stop? Let's see.
I think because Keavney took his helmet off, he has to come out of the game.
You're right.
All right, coming in now is Trenton Souza. 27 seconds left to go.
I think he's saying he's just going to spike it, but yep, that's all he does. So, can't keep up with the excitement. It's going to be 3rd down and goal. They're going to have 2 plays here. An unfortunate turn of events in terms of Colin Keavney he thought he got in and he lost his composure a bit. And you're absolutely correct. By taking the helmet off, Magnarelli stopped the game. They had to switch the athlete out.
All right, so, wow.
2 downs from the 2. It's 3rd and goal inside the.
So they're marking the ball at the 1 yard line, Jim.
Yeah.
So 3rd and goal from the 1. 22 seconds remaining for the Presidents. North Quincy on top 7-6. Keavney back in the ball game. Quick handoff to Hawthorne. And he's going to get hit in the backfield, Jim. Quincy's going to need to get it off quickly.
Huge stop by the defense. Clock's running. Quincy's got to get this snap off.
Ball goes all the way back to about the 8 yard line. And Quincy's going to be quickly to get it off here. And I'm not sure what happened here, Jim.
I'm not sure either.
North Quincy is thinking they won the game.
They got to get players off the clock. Off the field. Everyone's on the field here from the Red Raider sideline, and they got to get off the field, first of all. Secondly, let's see what the officials say. I don't know if there was a quick snap and it was fumbled or mishandled, but officials started signaling North Quincy ball.
All
right, there's a penalty.
Flags are starting to be thrown now, but really, I honestly do not know what happened. There was a lot of confusion. Quincy was trying to get the ball and snap it off quickly, and I don't know if the ball did get snapped or not. And then all of a sudden, North Quincy said that. So maybe we can take a look at the replay.
Yeah, we're hearing from the truck before they start. Why don't we? Well,
let's go down to the official. I think he's going to.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on White. 1st down.
All right, that doesn't really matter. That's the people coming on the field. If you watch the replay, before we start, if you can hold it 1 minute, what you're going to see, just to set it, is that the clock is running down on Quincy. They don't have timeout, so it's running down. So Keavney gets under center, and he's calling for a quick snap. And why don't we go to the replay now, and you'll see the quick snap. He's calling for the snap. The ball gets snapped. We're in slow motion here, and see it gets fumbled there. And it gets covered by North Quincy, and you're going to see the official to the right of the screen come in and start signaling North ball. Watch them pointing. See that? North Quincy ball. What he's saying is that there was a snap, The play is dead, so North Quincy now just has to effect a snap of the ball, kneel, and this game is over, John.
Wow.
What a Thanksgiving Day football game.
Jim, we've seen a lot of interesting things happen at the end of Thanksgiving football, and this has to be right up there at the end. All the excitement of things that were happening and how it ended. Wow, what a game. 7-6 is our final score.
Just absolutely incredible ending. And for the Quincy High kids, I feel so badly for them. They're so deflated, and they just played a terrific game. And at the end, this final 4 minutes of football, I don't know that we've seen that. I know you and I haven't in our 15 years. I'm sure there have been other similar endings to games, and there are alumni out there who can talk about them. But this has got to be one of the most exciting in the history of this heralded rivalry here. So the players are now finally starting to line up, and there's the score, 7-6 North Quincy. What an ending to this ball game, John.
Well, Jim, unbelievable. As teams finally come to midfield here to shake hands with each other. Wow, what an ending. As you said, we haven't seen anything like that in all the times and all the games that we have done here together. And whether anyone has seen that in the city here at all on Thanksgiving, I don't know. But what an ending. Just a tremendous game. First half had a lot of excitement. Neither team could get into the end zone. Then we go into the second half. North Quincy gets on the board with a touchdown. Quincy comes right back down with a touchdown of their own, but North Quincy able to block the extra point. And then with all the excitement at the end, the last seconds of the game, again, final score, North Quincy 7 and Quincy 6.
Yeah, I feel badly for Bill Reardon. He is just absolutely stunned down on the sideline. He and Nutley just shook hands. But Bill Reardon is just totally disconsolate as he stands there trying to figure out what happened. The Presidents were in a position they perhaps may not have expected to be. I don't really know. I'm sure they came in here planning on winning. But I'll tell you what, they just played their hearts out. And at the end of the game, they were in a position to win. And things just did not go the President way. And from the Red Raider perspective, I'll tell you what, John, they made a couple of plays at the end there that were absolutely huge. That tackle of Hawthorne at the end, that was two teams, the kids on the field, executing and determining the outcome. And getting out there and taking Hawthorne down as they did was absolutely huge. So just an extraordinary ending to what was a terrific football game.
All right, we have our camera down on the field, and you can see the huge huddle down by the 25-yard line of all the players, coaches, and fans that have come out onto the field to celebrate this victory. North Quincy with back-to-back victories on Thanksgiving, and wow, again, what an ending. We'll be talking about this ending, Jim, for years to come. Quincy with an opportunity down. They have first and goal from the 8-yard line. Colin Cavini runs the ball up to the 1-yard line. There's some confusion, and Quincy had to spike the ball. They now have a third and goal from the 1-yard line. Sean Hawthorne gets the carry, gets tackled for a loss back to about the 8-yard line. And then with a quick snap, the ball gets fumbled. North Quincy recovers, and that was essentially the ball game with tenths of a second left. North Quincy's snaps the ball and kneels it down for the final snap. And again, 7-6 is the final score. All around great effort by all the players here today on both sides of the ball for North Quincy and for the Presidents. Real quick, we should mention Sean Hawthorne. We mentioned him numerous times throughout the game. He had 154 yards rushing for the Presidents, and was really the key factor, Jim, for Quincy High in that big comeback here in the second half for the Presidents.
Yeah, and we got Matt Coughlin down in the middle of all the action. There's our superintendent ready to give the trophy to Mark Nutley. I don't know, do we have audio down there?
I think we're gonna.
Let's get on and listen to this.
All right, gentlemen. Red Raiders! Congratulations to you all, principal and great coaches, but great players. Congratulations, city champs, North Quincy High
I'll tell you, that was quite an ending to quite a ball game. And here's Mark
We're going to
Nutley.
listen to Coach Mark Nutley with Peter Doherty.
Defense was unbelievable today. I mean,
I think, unfortunately, we're having a little bit of a microphone issue down the field. See if we can get the mic brought back up there. I'm not sure if we're going to.
You know what, though? The look on his face says it all.
next one. Thank you.
All right, well, you can see all the excitement there with all the players. And yeah, as you said, Jim, Coach Nutley had a huge smile on his face there and celebrating in the middle of that scrum down the field there. All the Red Raiders and Coach Nutley with the city championship trophy, excuse me.
Yeah, there's a Quincy High grad, John Caleri, calling the trophy as some of the kids in the Quincy High might feel today. Just an amazing outcome at the end, you know. And both teams really had to execute. North Quincy in the end making the final big play. So, John, I'm not sure what else you might want to say and wrap up, but I'll just say that terrific excitement. They kept us in our seats for all 4 quarters. And while I feel very badly for the Quincy kids, particularly the seniors who just played their hearts out, you know, on the other side of the field, the North Quincy Red Raiders, the jubilance is just really something. And North has not had a lot of shots in the modern history of this rivalry to feel this way. There was a sequence of 10 years in a row when Quincy won. And then last year when North won, they broke, what was it, a 4 years in a row winning streak. So North has had its ups and downs in this rivalry. It has been dominated by Quincy since 1990. But this one, Red Raiders come up with a big win. They're going to follow last year's group and be able to march down Hancock Street with the trophy. And it's just a terrific way to start our Thanksgiving Day, John.
Well, Jim, we want to thank all of the volunteers and crew here for Quincy Access TV that come out here on Thanksgiving morning. And we say it every day, or every year, but they have given up parts of their morning, helping their families get ready for the big celebration and the feast that are going to be taking part in the afternoon. They come out here and help us of Quincy Access TV to bring this game to you, the city of Quincy. So we want to thank Brendan McDonald on camera, Glenn Busher and Maureen Conway, and Peter Doherty also on camera. Down the field, we had Matt Coughlin and Sasha Goldberg doing great work down the field. In the truck, Anna El Turi on audio. On graphics and replay was Grace Busher. Our engineer was Chris Potter. Our director, Bill Early. And our executive producer, Elizabeth Campbell, all bring coverage here of this 85th annual Thanksgiving football game matchup to you, the citizens of Quincy. We want to thank all of them for, again, volunteering their time and efforts to come out here today at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, thanks to all the group that John just mentioned. We do have a terrific crew. We have a lot of fun during the year bringing the games, but it's also a lot of work, and they did a great job today. It was actually a cold day, too, to work under, but thanks to those guys. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. We hope you enjoyed the rest of your day as much as today's game.
Yeah, it's certainly an exciting game. All of you listening at home, we encourage you to log on to QATV's website at qatv.org for a replay schedule of today's game. And we hope you enjoyed our coverage. So, again, final score here today from Veterans Memorial Stadium. The North Quincy Red Raiders back-to-back victories over the Quincy Presidents, winning today by a score of 7-6. For Jim Timmons, my name is Jonathan Caleri. I want to thank you for tuning in to this edition of QATV Sports. Happy Thanksgiving from all the staff and volunteers and board of directors of Quincy Access TV.